Another episode of Street Fighter League Japan 2023 begins right now, and that means the march towards the playoffs continues. It's do or die time for some of these teams, and that means this action is going to be super intense. Before we get to any of the fisticuffs, we have to run those introductions. My name is St. Cola. I'm joined with Vicious. Yo, what can the people expect to see today?
A pretty hefty beatdown in comparison to what the Americans had for Thanksgiving. But I will say this, man, and we talked about the do or die time, it's exactly it. We've had so many weeks for some of these teams to really pick up the pace. Then we had a sudden lull, I should say, for two right now. And those on the dot happen to be Shinobism Gaming and CYCLOPS Athlete Gaming Osaka. It's going to be a really rough spot for one of those teams. Shinobism Gaming still need to pick up the pace, but they're up against a hefty team with Saishunkan, Kumamoto. Before we get into any of the details, obviously we got to talk about the format. We have 3 team battles to play per these 2 teams. The first game is going to be worth 10 points, second game worth 10 points, as well as the last game being 20 points. If there's ever a moment where the points are tied, we will have that sudden death game going through for 5 extra points. And of course, we talked about the advantages here between the home and away side. With the away side, they're at the disadvantage where they have to send out their team order first as well as their character selection. The home team, well, they get to have the privilege of counterpicking the opposing away team. So with that in mind, there's a lot of strategy in play, especially with these last 2 weeks, because every single one of these points count to make it into the playoff spot.
It'll be happening next month, and that's not a lot of time to grind. As we said, 2 weeks of regulation play before we move on to the playoffs. We will be sending out 2 teams to the stands like some fans, and then, of course, move to the grand finals in January. It's going to be super sick action leading up. As you mentioned, Shinobism Gaming, CYCLOPS Athlete Gaming Osaka at the bottom rung, and it's looking kind of dicey for them. They have to play damn near perfect. I was talking to production previously, and Shinobism Gaming needs to score 70 points total and rely upon other teams faltering and failing. All this leads up to 8 million yen split up between first, second, and third. That's 5, 2, and 1 million yen split up between the first 3 teams, respectively. But the most important thing is to fight off against the US and EU teams and also get a lot of these clear products right here. Finally, it lands on me to talk about shining my hair right here. Yo, Capcom, if you want to send over, you can send some over. Also send some over to Vicious, just in case. You might want to change it up sometime, man. Who knows? I might see you with the fro at some point. We don't know, bro. You might change it up on me.
Maybe it'll be the cure to my baldness. Maybe it'll have the actual serum to improve my hair deficit. You know what I'm saying? It's the serum for the follicly challenge, and I'm about it. If that's actually the case, send it my way. Hey, I'll tell you what, if it doesn't, I'll just send it over to St. Cola. Either way, it's a win-win, right?
Yeah. But, of course, they're all gunning towards that win in the end, the World Championship coming through at the finale, at the very first Street Fighter 6 Capcom Cup that's happening in February. That's going to be super sick. Make sure you all lock in for that, for only the single battle, but obviously the team battle. It's a lot to play for money, for pride. But again, today marks possibly the end, depending on what happens to Shinobism Gaming as they go up against Saishunkan Kumamoto, who is in that second place spot. There's a big deficit, but we've seen big blowouts happen. We've seen these top teams get taken down and leave with absolutely nothing to their damn name.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about, but one of the things we got to talk about now is the intro to Saishunkan Kumamoto as they step up on the away side with the Daredevil on ice trying to skate his way to another victory, scoring his first one not too long ago, followed by the man with the plan, the little genius, the prodigy himself, Higuchi with the ever-impressive guile play. Never count out the other little one. It's the little devil, none other than Shuto, with a very dominant record thus far, all guided by the Brute King, the one a part of Saishunkan Kumamoto's legacy. It is Nemo-san. And obviously this team very much so well-rounded, considering they're in second place with 180 points to their name. Very interesting predicament too is that they are tied with DetonatioN FocusMe. Obviously they want to try to overtake the first, but we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, Shinobism Gaming is going to be their opponents. And man, we're going to start off with the swankiest ninja in the business, Johnny, piloting that mommy muscle, Marisa, doing a really good job of that too. Right, that's going to be the grave maker himself, always staying super optimal, digging ditches for his opponents. Fujimura on the optimal kin. Right after that is going to be the Vanguard, leading the charge sometimes as they find Yamaguchi on the DJ, second place at that regional finals. And of course, the Shinobism Prime trying to stay fine out here. On that Luke, haven't really seen him come through in the clutch. Momochi has to do so for his team. We talked about this team right now being in that bottom rung. They're at 105 points currently. They are lacking and slacking in points, and they need to be picture perfect all the way through if they want to have a chance at that last dance.
Yeah, just to kind of digress before we talk about the two teams here, and I do want to talk about the rankings, right? Saishunkan, Seoul, Kumamoto, obviously 180, DetonatioN FocusMe 180, School of Fish, right? They actually are on the button in regards to the borderline. They're at 165, right? If they manage to score 10 points, they'll be pretty much the barrier between themselves and Shinobism Gaming. But if they score any more than that, it is essentially lights out for Shinobism Gaming. So again, we talked about how flawless they have to be. Well, they have to start things off with a 40 bomb. And this is their last home game for the season, if I'm not mistaken. We have Nemo, Higuchi, and Shuto for the order. Your thoughts on that, CYCLOPS?
It's a dangerous order right there. We've seen that order previously, and it's done a lot of work, especially Shuto at the very end. He has been a clutch monster. We saw it last season. We've seen it this season. And for some reason, he is damn near impassable. But you have... Oh, wow. Yamaguchi starting off the charge. Man, I don't know. I kind of expected him at the end. I'm not going to lie, but...
I also thought the same, yeah. I would have loved to see Momochi take the Vanguard spot. I think his Luke is fine for JP, especially modern Luke. I think he would have been just fine for that. A little questionable in my opinion.
Very, very strange. Very, very strange. The last two times we saw Nemo come up, he lost to Fujimura when these teams fought. And, you know, like Fujimura, I'd also like to see in the anchor position or even go up against the likes of Nemo again, because I think he has a very clear-cut game plan against not only JP, but how Nemo wants to play. But Yamaguchi coming up so soon, so early, when I feel like in the anchor position is where he can really shine. I don't know, man. Let's see what happens here.
Can I be honest here? Why doesn't Momochi go with Ken? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're talking about his past performances and how well he's been acclimated to like the Shoto style, why doesn't he just go back to Ken? You know what I mean? Like, he's got it. He understands it. He has the fundamentals. He's the Evo champ, right? He is a multi-Capcom Cup competitor with plenty of Shoto experience under his belt. I'm thoroughly confused, man. I just wanted to throw that out, a little bit of perspective coming in from like a fan and a viewer, but like, I know it's out of the ordinary for a commentator to ask it, kind of, but like, I gotta say, man, like, it's so like befuddling. It's really discombobulating my brain balls. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, why not go for the Ken?
You know, I have an answer for you, because early in the season, I believe it was Mobich who had given this information on one of my streams. He was like, Momochi doesn't want to have another Ken on the team. So they don't want to have like two Kens on the team. But I feel like that's not a problem if your Ken plays differently than the other Ken that you have. Yeah, it's bad to have multiple characters sometimes, but I feel like Ken's one of those characters who can play differently in the way that he plays. Momochi plays would have been so different from how Fujimura plays that he would have been a threat. You know, Ken's such a well-rounded character that he can be put anywhere. And then also, I did ask Momochi, we talked about this previously, hey man, where's the Rashid at? Like, that character, he did well. He got 9th at Evo. He was cooking with that character. And just with fundamentals, he didn't feel with mix just yet. What was that character? He said, no more Rashid. I'll never play that character again. And I'm like, all right, man. Let's see if you got it with that Luke later on, if he even does appear. But I agree with you. I really would like to see him come up with that Luke, or just pick the Ken. Stay with him.
3 Kens on a team? That sounds like a winning strategy to me. Like, listen, man. You could only you could reduce the prep time for a lot of these teams. But the big underline is you still have to deal with Ken, and that's a big deal. That's still a big deal, man. Like, you have to deal with which version of Ken comes at you, right? And like, you still have 2 other players. You have a Marisa, you have a DJ. That's not bad. That's really not bad.
Yeah, good variety still. But it says, Nemo says that talking about Yamaguchi at least, going back to Yamaguchi, say, I lost him in the World Warrior and I haven't been winning against him lately, so I'll do my best to win here. Honestly, not many people have been winning against Yamaguchi, at least when it comes to single tournaments. He did well at the regional finals, only getting 2nd place to a fellow DJ player that was was Fudo. I kind of liken Fudo to DJ because he's such just a staple with that character at this point. He's so strong. But anyway, Yamaguchi says, we don't have any more games we can lose. We just need to do our best.
That's true. It couldn't be any truer than that. They need to literally win 70 points worth of games. So even if they do happen to lose with like a 10-point match, no, actually no, they technically do have to be flawless. I feel like, because leaving it to a 10-point like a 10-point kind of gap for GyoGun is still a little problematic. Like you're banking on GyoGun to really not win the rest of their season, the next 2 weeks. And like GyoGun, what, they're on the away side today, and then they're on, and then they have the home spot next week. So that's a really tall order. And they're facing off against GyoGun on the 28th. That's also a very tall order. So we'll see, man. I think the odds are in their favor. No Hunger Games, but I think they're going to be eaten just fine.
We'll see. Yamaguchi, looking back at his previous record, at least in the second stage, 5 wins out of 9 in terms of games played. Nemo, not so fine, though. 1 out of 7 in terms of wins, the amount of games that he has played. So he's looking a little bit lost right now, and having to fight somebody that he has played previously and hasn't had a winning record is going to be dangerous. The DJ players have been doing really well against JP. We talked about that drive rush, that distance, that speed, the lurching forward stand fierce, the stand heavy kick, a lot of options, and the fireballs too as well. First match, Saishunkan Kumamoto, Shinobism Gaming, let's get it.
Already off to a pretty aggressive start. Yo, Nemo's getting a lot of damage just out from the drive rushes, but the departure setups as well. A lot of leniency on this parry coming in from Yamaguchi, but now Nemo again exposing the defense little by little to a point where it's going to be hard for Yamaguchi. He can't take a single hit now, right? He has to play flawlessly from here on out.
Touch finds the anti right there. The throw right after. Oh, the drive impact. He almost, if he would have impacted, he would have got clipped. Does medium support saves the day for a little bit longer. OD picked up stand fierce. Oh man, DJ never out of it. One more sequence to sauce him up.
Don't tell me he takes it back, right? Don't tell me. You cannot let the departure go in front of him like that. Are you kidding me? Yo, Nemo making the gravest mistake that you can as a JP player, which is putting a departure out while your opponent is doing nothing. That point blank distance, there's no shot he's not gonna punish it. That's it. No, I'm calling it right now. Yamaguchi, he's gonna be in control right now. Forward throw. Give me that drive rush forward. No, he's gonna walk it out.
Just walk it out. Drive rushing with a crouching medium punch, looking for an opening. So he's gonna hop with the knees. That knee is really good against like stand heavy kick. Runs a DP raw, puts him up in the corner. Yamaguchi with the OD against that drive rush. Careful with that bar at the bottom. I'll take this old man to the massage parlor. Oh yeah, we're going there. We're going straight there.
No detours, nothing. I need the full body front to back. Give me that. Easy peasy for Yamaguchi. Not too much to fret. There was a little bit of download coming in from the first round, but also some ridiculous errors coming from the side of Nemo. I mean, it wasn't too often. The errors weren't like as often, but just one was really needed. I like the idea of him going for that focus, or sorry, the drive impact more often than not, but just not enough focus as to what was going on the screen. Got him clipped.
Side push just deletes that fireball off the table. Yamaguchi starting strong, and honestly, this is the most aggression I've seen from Yamaguchi off the bat. And just like that, he is cooking him the greatest of bots right here. Oh, doesn't get the throw. That one was a perfect. Can Nemo steal this back? It's going to be hard because all Yamaguchi needs is a punish counter and a follow-up to seal the deal. He's in burnout. What can the Baron do?
He did it again. I think he could have roundhoused them from that range too.
Ooh, yeah, punish counter roundhouse.
Burnout no longer a factor. Yamaguchi right back intact with the gauge. Nothing else to anti-air. A little bit too far out, so I totally understand that. The fake phantoms, the back throw. Is that enough? It's barely enough. Yamaguchi looking at match point already against Nemo, making him look mad uncomfortable, even when he's playing the offensive role.
Which is wild because Nemo, I mean, that's where he shines, right? Defense, not the best one. When it comes to offense, he is some of the best in the business with his character. He likes to play that one-player game, but it's Yamaguchi right now that's unplugged his controller and finds the crouching medium punch, ends it with the jackknife, double dashes in, try to avoid it, but finds the crouch fierce either way. Look how he resets the pressure. He doesn't get what he wants, so drive rush in, or he'll find the level 2. You got the sauce, the seasoning, extra oxtail. Oh, he goes for the Ruse, the +6. Yes, sir.
It's gonna be just fine for Nemo. The level 3 is not gonna put him in burnout just yet. Hefty amount of damage, but he does set him up nicely for exactly that. Oh, the Phantom's departure, the spike as well. A lot of chip damage. Nemo could very well take it back considering Yamaguchi has no bar to his name, but even so, level 1 is not invincible on startup, so Nemo could actually make it back alive if he doesn't mess up and he doesn't tech. But that's all she wrote. It's gonna be Yamaguchi. 2 games straight, 4 rounds straight against Nemo, who's looking to add more L's to his record. Damn. Unfortunate. Super unfortunate.
It's just wild to see Yamaguchi start off so powerful, so strong. Usually I feel like he's maybe on the defense for a little bit before he flips that switch, but immediately with that aggression session, perfect stuff. Shots to Yipes. Great play from Yamaguchi all the way through. And again, when he wasn't, you saw him like maybe get that punish counter crouch fierce and not the fault that he wanted. He just resets himself with driver slide punch, knowing that he has to keep the pressure up on Nemo, knowing the defense wasn't really there. The air tires weren't always there. The pressure on the ground wasn't always there. And the defense, we'll see with the text coming up in the stats, wasn't there in terms of taking against his character when need be. Yes, it's hard. You don't want to take against like the DJ. We see the damage being dumped out to 40% minimum, but however, there has to be a rotation, and it wasn't enough against Yamaguchi.
Yeah, that's going to be a rough guess no matter what. When you're at the life deficit, or when you're at a point in your life bar where there's like, what, 15, 10%, it's really hard to make that kind of guess, even if you try to delay tech, because if it's immediate, you're not really able to. There is like some sort of like option select to kind of delay your timing a little bit to get it at the very last second, but it's still going to be very hard to ask for because again, there's so many ways for DJ to blow up that exact attack. But taking a look at it, 0 and 6. 2 of those throws, by the way, led to a round in favor of Yamaguchi. So with the rest of those 4, those were able to kind of set Yamaguchi up for a lot of offense. I think that there was one throw that actually set him up for the first round that led JP to being in the corner. That was everything for Yamaguchi, getting that side switch. But I think overall, man, that was it was a really impressive bout, I think, for the side of Yamaguchi. Like, even though he was faltering pretty heavily in the first round, as soon as he smelled fear and intimidation, he's like, all right, dude, I need to play as much offense as possible. And you saw it, right? There's not a lot to tell in the tape here with the stats. But the fact of the matter is, Yamaguchi, he felt his intimidation factor take over Nemo's soul, and he went with it. And it's exactly what you should do.
Especially as a DJ player, riding that momentum is definitely what the character's about, and he rolls over Nemo 2-0. Nasty stuff. Now, coming up, personally, we talked about Momochi. We talked about where he was going to be placed. I think he has to come up now so that Fujimura is able to close it out. I would trust Fujimura in that anchor position a little bit more, personally. We'll see who comes up. It's going to be Johnny instead. Wow, the run
We've
back.
seen this matchup a bunch, actually. We've seen this matchup a bunch over in the States. I'm not against it. I'm actually not against it with armor. I do appreciate the idea behind it, having to utilize somebody who's intimidating in the neutral to kind of blow up some of the fireballs. But we've also talked about this where Higuchi can be like a hit and run style. Actually, that makes more sense too because it also blows up upside down kick. It blows up Soba kicks as well. So I think I like this strategy a lot. I don't mind sending out your Marisa to face off against Guile.
I think my biggest fear is that they play each other already, and Johnny won. It was 2 matches in a row. But that makes me fear what Higuchi's going to bring to the table. It makes me fear what Higuchi's going to bring as a rebuttal. You know, he's studied, he's labbed out what he has to do against his Marisa, the style of Marisa. I feel like his corner defense from the side, which is actually wild to say from Guile, was kind of lacking last time we saw him. He got blown up a lot, and Johnny took advantage of that continuously. Higuchi said last time, hey man, we faced Shinobism gaming, I lost to Johnny, so this time I get revenge. We don't really typically see a lot of runbacks that happen at least so quick, and so they're putting their hopes and dreams on Johnny. I think on paper it looks good, especially depending on if you're not ready for a certain type of Marisa. You talked about those trays previously, where they'll go for those trays. That's a strategy that Johnny could also implement even further and get the big girl damage that she's known for. But Higuchi, last time we saw him play, it felt like he was back in his bag. Like that's like the close to the older style Higuchi that we were known to see, with that confidence, that aggression, just kind of setting his own pace where you have to deal with Higuchi himself more so than Gao or the system itself in terms of Street Fighter. So all things considered, we'll have to see what happens. I'm curious to see how it's going to go around.
And also, when you brought up the current record, right, you talked about him beating Higuchi up. That was actually his first W coming back into the second phase of it all. The rest, he hasn't had that much success yet. But looking at Higuchi's overall record, right, we talk about him in a very, very big light, a grand light, where he's been one of the top point earners from last season, one of the highest records from the previous stage, the previous section, right? 5 out of 6 to his name, pretty impressive. Currently 3 out of 9, right? 33%, not too bad at all things considered. It could be worse, but I think he's been taking the W's where it counts, I feel like. So I think this is not too bad, I feel like, for Higuchi, but it's also at the same time for Johnny, not as intimidating as going up with like maybe like a worse record. But I like this. I really do like this. I want to see the development between these two and their rivalry, because again, you talked about it earlier. They played 2 times over. Higuchi got the first one, Johnny got the second one. This is like the ultimate tiebreaker, right?
Oh yeah, so you like to see. Johnny even said that too. He said, "I'm going to win here and show that I am better than him." Oh, I love that energy. And even though we don't get to typically see this more often than we'd like to, when it does happen, it's going to show that who can clutch it out at the very last moment. For Shinobism Gaming, obviously this matters way more. For Saishunkan, Kumamoto, it does matter for them. It definitely matters in terms of getting as many points as possible. They want to be in that top spot or close to it for seeding. So this still matters. Let's see who's going to take that victory. Higuchi, Johnny, run back, perfect parry, off the bat, no Superwoman punch out here. You can't do that.
So you thought, try to get away with it. Not today. A lot of projectiles coming in right now for Higuchi to kind of set the pace. What? Out of there. I like that too. Yeah, to stop the Sonic Blade with the wider hurtbox, and I love the stoppage too. The medium punch confirmed. Johnny now, the trade. Actually, that's huge for Johnny to take the round.
Trades, man. We talked about them. Ever so important. Keep that advantage up. Have the health. You've got the damage to output. You'll take them. You'll definitely take that trade right there. Keeping Higuchi up in the corner. Hasn't been able to find his way out just yet. Drive rush stand fears. Gladius, no flash kick just yet here from the side of Higuchi.
Trying to set him up for disaster from that range. Setting up with fireballs. Perfect anti-airs. Counter hit is there. Standing light kick to continue the combo. I don't know what that was about. I mean, that had to be a flash kick attempt, right?
Yeah. Unfortunate. We'll still find that hit confirmed. Stand heavy kick into level 3. Gao and the Sonic Steppers. About to, oh, never mind. That's more than fine for that damage. Get that kill. Just letting it rip.
That surprised me too.
But now look at the... well, the damage that CAs in this game, the level 3s, always catch me by surprise. But at the bottom right now for Johnny, he sits on level 3. Big from Ruse.
Perfect parry is there. I'm not going to spend any bar, but just a knockback. Great job on the block. On the overhead twice over the Drake Fang. Actually, not going to succeed. It's so scary, too, to think about. Counter hit is there, low forward. And you see Johnny buffering away. Some of these cards are medium punches, looking for the big hit. Looking at big hits, on with the drive rush, but no, sir. Higuchi still keeping it steady. The phalanx blocked, parried, excuse me.
He's just goading him to do that. Normal parry right there, but you'll take that, the OD Sonic Boom, and this is bad. Gao with the lead is super annoying to have to deal with. Between all that bar you can exercise with, that means variant of the Sonic Booms. OD if need be. Crouch with a kick, would love to get a punish counter that finds follow-ups right after it. Higuchi's sitting real comfortable, but all that matters is to find a few conversions. First touch is here, level 3 ender. Up in the corner, it's gonna be a bad sword away for Higuchi.
Damn, that's so much damage. Also, burnout is Evan. Oh, okay, I was gonna say. Nice work, and I love that. I love the annoying strategy of just jumping back in the corner and forcing the big mistakes from your opponent. That happens a lot in like masterclass ranks, but that just goes to show you it's definitely an effective method to forcing the whiff even at these stages.
Right. That's it. Heavy kick right there is really good to trade. Oh, no. Not even trading blows right here. Waiting and baiting and decimating this health right now is Johnny against that OD flash kick. That's interruption though. Preemptive, stopping the Superman punch coming through. Forget that trade. And now you see Higuchi playing around that option. Still, Johnny's in with a meaty crouching medium punch and gets his win with that OD gauge spin for that W. Stay the offset point.
It's huge. There. Definitely ready for it. Sit him down. Into the corner you go. Off the phalanx. Safe jump as well. Into the enfold. A lot of damage. A lot of trouble as well. Oh boy.
Counter jab. Gets him some distance. Ends it with the super Sonic Hurricane. Trying to walk up with Johnny. It's stop signing this man. That bar at the bottom goes over to level 2. The meteorite. That's almost good night. It's one touch. It's one hit. It's in burnout, but this character don't care. He's got that armor. We talked about that. Bust through. And there it is. Stand stuff. This is the stance.
See what we're talking about? Utilization of armor against somebody who has like so much efficiency with like single hit moves, really annoying projectiles. That armor it just pays off so well in matchups like these.
But you have that lead too. Like it definitely is a great closer. And I like this corner pressure from Johnny. We saw it previously when he was fighting Higuchi and how he's been able to alternate a lot of options to put Higuchi on the back foot. For him, he's got to either stay outside that corner, which is really difficult to do because of the trade conversions and how Johnny is working him towards the corner, or he's got to find different methods of busting out instead of just going for OD flash kick, a preemptive parry. Maybe the alteration has to be a little bit different, but either way, Johnny's reads have been immaculate. And it's been great because when he makes these reads, I feel like he's not spending a lot of drive gauge, so he can exercise that damage up in the corner. Marisa's a very thirsty girl. She needs drive gauge to get going and flowing in a lot of sequences. Her turns ends unless she uses drive rush right after it. So I like that Johnny's been able to convert without spending too much all the time, so he can cash out big.
No, I agree. We're gonna see how that plays out too towards like the set. I want to see how often Higuchi could kind of burn out those resources and kind of force the block. I think what's funny enough, I think Higuchi was the one that's been more in fear and put in a passive type of playstyle more often than not. And I don't blame him, right? One false Sonic Boom, one false read, you're going to eat phalanx to the face. Also within closer ranges, Marisa has a pretty good time with some of these normals, right? As good as they are for like conversions or whatever, I think they're really good for trading. Her medium punch is really good for kind of closing the gap and also getting like the startup of booms for those trades. I've seen Big Bird utilize this as a great poking tool to kind of like push the envelope towards the corner a little bit more often, because also Marisa having a little bit more stamina than the other characters is also a pretty big deal. So let's see if Johnny pushes that again. Going forward immediately with the drive rush, and I like that. A little bit expensive from the side of Higuchi, but a big momentum stopper nonetheless at the right range to anti-air with the flash kick as well. But this is going to be a lot of damage. One false swipe, and you're eating hefty amounts of boom damage in the end field.
Pretty flash kick again on the entry point, but Johnny still in the lead. So walking to the corner, there's that bar. Backs up, finds the target combo. The flash kick, you got to get through the maze of booms. Actually, he drive rushes in, but doesn't get much off. And backing off, yeah, that timidity. He's sweating like he gets a back humidity. The anti-air is right there, but not a punish counter. Drive rush back throw, puts him in the corner. We get grippy with it. And again, this is what we want to see from Higuchi. Having that advantage, having that aggression.
Now we're chilling with Higuchi for the time being. The anti-air is there. Shinobism's own Johnny trying to make a read off of that with just a regular jump. Not going to be enough. Yeah, drive rush forward, and I like that. Yeah, utilization of the armor. The neutral jump in anticipation of the phalanx. This guy, Higuchi, is all over it. We talked about the drainage of the drive gauge. Nah, instead, he's actually reading all of the forward movement coming in from Johnny. He is so on point right now.
I like that option. Neutral jump, very safe option besides like going for like a risky parry that they're still close to you, or going for a flash kick that's gonna whiff, or preemptive. Oh, speaking of preemptive, drive pushes in, crouching medium kick starter, level 3, dumping out the damage. Doing the yellow this damage, ankle will be mellow. Got the side step for the remix.
Oh,
one more hit.
Very close to dead. You can't armor through anything. You can't armor through anything, and it doesn't matter. The big pop off from Higuchi. I'm the better man. Exclaimed the prodigy. That was completely one-sided towards the end. I did not see that coming. I gotta watch that all back. That was very, very impressive. That entire sequence. Higuchi putting his stamp on the match. He was like, no, I've been here. I'm all right. We're all right. We're all right, fam.
Higuchi staying golden right there, getting his victory. And again, when he's able to establish that rush down pressure that he likes to have, beyond just hit and run pressure that he has behind it, that's where he's comfortable. That's where he can work. And Higuchi, seeing shades of how he used to be, the old him in Street Fighter 6, fantastic work. I think one of the things that definitely helped out was that neutral jump. Even though it only came at the very end, having another option to deal with Superman Punch is a very good thing right there. You're not blocking, you're not going for a perfect parry, you're not trying to find a punish. He did find one at the very end that actually got close to the win right there when he was able to dump out that level 3. But I like him going for that neutral jump. We haven't really seen much that she can do against neutral jumps. It has to be drive rush, crouching fierce, but even then, that's a slow uppercut. So I feel like he understood that it wasn't much at that distance that she could really work with. And we saw that back jump in the corner too as well for that same sort of option. There are certain ranges where you cannot drive rush anti-air, and it's a dangerous thing to try to do. That jump heavy kick coming through in the clutch for Higuchi, and he clutches it out for his team.
Yeah, really, really impressive play. Again, we talked about Shinobism Gaming not being allowed to drop a game. Well, this is one of them, right? 10 points is 10 points, and it really makes it even worse for their case, I think. What we're looking at for the rankings, right? They're at their potential now is 165. Technically, they're out. Yeah, because I think School of Fish, no matter what, no matter how you spin it, even if School of Fish doesn't score their points, I think they still have the better record if they go to like the head-to-head tiebreaker. So I think that's it. I think that's it for Shinobism Gaming. But how else can you really like hype up the rest of the games, right? It is kind of like a somber farewell to this team because they have so much potential, right? Fujimura, one of the strongest players that we could ask for in regards to developing the meta. I think he's been one of those guys to really figure out characters very quickly. Then you have Yamaguchi, who's been so promising, right? You've even had other players say, you know, Yamaguchi is a great player. He just picked the wrong team. Even if it's a joke, like you could still see his score. You could still see his record over at World Warrior. This guy is a beast, right? In comparison. So it's really unfortunate to see it waver the way it did. Also with Johnny's just starting to get in the groove with his character. It's just really, really unfortunate this season for Shinobism Gaming. But hopefully it could be a celebration for him for even participating towards this last match. I would love to see Fujimura give his best regardless.
Oh, 100%. You know that they will. This will not just like an exhibition for them. They're still going to try to play spoiler to these other teams. But I definitely agree with everything that you're saying. I have to wonder what would have happened if Mochi would have stuck with a character like Ken, or maybe stuck with Rashid. If, you know, some of these other players like Johnny would have stuck with Marisa or getting that character a little quicker instead of sticking with Manon. But who could have known that Manon would be the way that she is? But either way, our final match possibly was going to be, we have Fujimura up on the deck against Shuto. Now, Fujimura, you mentioned him being one of the best of business. We saw him in close to the top spot of Evo. Only faltering to another 10 player, obviously Angry Bird. But Shuto, man, this dude's been a demon throughout every single time he's come through Street Fighter League in the past couple of years. He's been what they rely upon alongside Higuchi, and it makes sense because he's been able to clutch things out with characters you wouldn't even expect in situations you wouldn't even expect to as well. He's moved over to Classic for his mommy, Modern Marisa, and he's done a ton of work for this team. Looks to close it out against Fujimura.
It's so funny. I think it's still one of the funnier nicknames that we've gotten so quickly out the gate for a character. Muscle Mommy, that was actually like, even before the game came out, that name was already floating around. I'm like, you guys, you know what, internet, you guys win today. You guys actually stay winning, if I'm being honest with you. It's been so funny to see the development. But all right, Ken versus Marisa. What can we really talk about here? I mean, like, Ken pretty much dominating the meta. There's a lot of his tool set that can break down a lot of these characters. I think overall there's a lot that can be said with his throw loops, right? We talked about a matchup that happened not too long ago. I think it was, what, like last week, where we saw just decimation versus one of the Marisas. I think it was, if I'm maybe correct on this one, I think it was Macho, right? Macho versus Johnny last week, right? Just throwing him in place over and over and over again. Like, how many throws was it? Like 6 out of 21, I think? Something like that.
It's way too many.
I think that alone speaks a lot about the matchups, right? One of the biggest faults that Marisa has is her lack of defense against throw situations, mostly.
Also, pepper on more of that the lack of defense. Like the Oditatsu is a really good option. No way to escape the corner, but a way to get in that crouch fear situation not gonna be working out. So you have to be super careful when fighting this character on the ground, in the air. Either way, it's going to be Shuto. It's going to be Fujimura. This anchor match.
That was kind of cute. I don't know what the ideal was. Even Fujimura was kind of laughing about it. He's letting it rip. He's playing the game. He's actually playing the game. Up until this point. Into Kairos, back out of the throw. Got the low forward. Could have been a lot more explosive.
Cheeky, taking back his turn. Jinrai. Stand medium kick, gets the target combo, drive rushes in to get the grip, and again, not where you want to be, but Shuto, a different sort of Marisa, finds his way out, gets the infold, drive rush in, the Magnum bunker to dish out the damage, and again, she's a thirsty girl. If you got that bar, you can go far. Able to dump out everything, Shuto gets the first victory.
That's what we're looking for, right? We're going to see how Shuto dumps out that damage. Speaking of, it's Fujimura going for the big opener. Ah, you tried to option select that, Shuto mistimed it. Back throw instead. Pursuing the offense with normals. I do like that from Fujimura. A little bit more ambiguity, but now no ambiguity here. You're eating a ton of damage with the safe jump. Yeah, and the other side, end fold. That's where the ambiguity is. The strike throw mixed up, but this time with the command grab, even harder to tell. You should be able to finish it out, maybe with the level 2. But she has a lot of extra health. It's the last hit, of course it's the last hit. Every single time. Shippuden Raikya coming in from Fujimura.
Well calculated, because if you leave this character, oh my god, really? He just walk up on Shuto like that? And pull up? Dangerous man right here. The compass here for Fujimura is good. That's what you want to see from Fujimura. But how he talks in the interviews, I like to see his confidence in his gameplay. The tech, the Tozak connect, the toe tap. Looking for a conversion, looking for a counter situation. ODDP cannot let that rock, no gaps. Easily able to DP that, and a walk-up throw again against a preemptive parry.
He had plenty of time to knock on the door twice. If you ain't gonna answer, I'm gonna barge my way in. Level 3 incoming, doesn't even need it. Shippuden right kick again. Fujimura, the very explosive offense, starting to take advantage of Shuto. Again, I think he wanted him to like force the meter expenditure. That wasn't gonna happen from Shuto. He's gonna be a little bit stubborn about it and play it manually, but I do like that. I do like the offensive authority that Fujimura's been putting down.
Yeah, that walk-up throw was next level just for him to have that confidence against someone like Shuto. It's finally anti right there, drive rushes in. Oh no, brother, this is unfortunate. You're in burnout against Marisa. On landing, the drive impact gets the hit, the walk up to gain as much bar as possible to juice it up in the green. No bar spent right now. Shuto looking for the, oh god, the command grab, the infold, dining on some dirt. Is Fujimura up in this corner?
Side switch, has to go with the damage, dash up, check the normal. Fujimura is where he finds the counter hit. Into the Jinrai as well, the fierce to face style. So conversion again, blocked overhead. Not a lot of turns here from Shuto that led to much. Big punish counter Fujimura, frame killing, so difficult to check on offense. Fujimura with every single trick in the playbook, and again, another Shippuden Jinrai finish.
I'm not gonna say that Shuto is some like low-level player, but you know how you fight someone that's just above your level and they just make you dance to their tune? That's what it feels like it's happening up here in the corner. He's making him wait and bait. He's waiting for these normals to come through. He's whip punishing or finding his own normals after he spends his turn. Fujimura, when he has him caught up in the corner, it's time to call corner for Shuto. But for now, he's only up a game and a round. Let's see what happens.
Very tricky situation after that drive rush, crouching medium punch again. Forcing the guess! You guessed wrong. More than enough damage incoming. I was gonna say, man, if Fujimura didn't kill here, he would build enough for another level 2 and we 100% would have saw it. That's not gonna be the case. Fujimura 2 games straight up in Shuto's face. Not a lot that he could say about it thus far, at least so it seems.
For now, Ray lost up in the corner situation where he has danced to his tune continuously, and Fujimura playing whatever he wants. The off court is in his hands. What's also great is just like how he's not expending so much bar. He's finding conversions that lead into like what, the enhanced Tatsu. He's getting the walk-up throws continuously, and then when he has him in the corner, that's when he's expending that bar continuously. And rarely is he in burnout in a bad sort of way, besides one moment, but he stayed solid. And again, that bar at the bottom, being able to be utilized to finish things off. Well calculated. We talk about how he understands how to pull the best out of a character, and we're seeing it right now. Always staying optimal. The grave maker trying to dig the ditch here for Shuto. He's already 2 feet in.
I want to say 4 because of the amount of level 2s he spent thus far. Like, he's getting there. Like, 2 and 2. Well, actually, no, he did Shippuden like 3 times in a row. So yeah, I guess that's 6 feet. Now he's trying to force him like to the center of the earth, I feel like. He's already dug the grave, you know, like, you want him to say the eulogy too? Like, what else?
The whole thing?
All right, damn, that was a great stoppage point for Shuto. Being able to sniff that out and react. But no, Fujimura, he doesn't care. I got nothing to lose, baby. The most dangerous person is playing off against somebody with nothing to lose.
Just here to have fun. Oh, and you see him trying to bait out the Gladys with the fireballs at these ranges. Usually a dangerous option. Look, he's in that distance. He knows what to utilize. Just has to get the timing right. Finds the crouching mini kick. He's going to expend all that drive gauge. Enhanced Tatsu for that full corner carry. Backdash is caught. The good read right here. Lands another throw. Fujimura in burnout, but definitely not out of options in terms of offense. 3. That's another one. Do it again. Yeah, the tech though.
Can't use any armor. Can't use any armor, but the perfect parry's there. Oh, Jesus, the raw damage. Look at the damage even after the scaling involved.
Also Tatsu. Great escape option. More Ken players need to use that. Fujimura understands what's the best parts of the character. And the fireball, the makeup ball, he made a flinch. That's 2 on the arm. So it'll be 30 points here for Shinobism Gaming, taking a ton away from Shuto.
Liking it. I'm liking it a lot so far. Get off me target combo. Stay in the corner. Check it with a low medium punch. You can't get out again. No helicopters cleared for flight. Not at the beach anyway.
Too much sand kicked up. That's a dangerous thing. Bro, stand fierce. Target combo, try to drive rush in. Oh, nice interruption. Didn't finish the job. Oh, don't regret this. Don't regret this against Fujimura. Don't let this man live with all that bar at the bottom and at the top. He'll make you drop.
Get the tech throw. Dash him again. The perfect parry's there, and that's going to be more than enough damage. Doesn't even need to spend any super art. This is a very comfortable position for Shuto to start making his comeback happen. It's possible. It's very much so possible. Can Fujimura close it out? He's exhausted every play in the book offensively. What's he got on defense? Now he's playing too timid now.
Yeah.
Oh boy, yeah.
Oh man. Looking so good. Level 3. Gonna bulb all that bar back, put himself in the green, and Fujimura up in the corner. What he's gonna do, drive rush, for heavy kick, medium punch, walk up. Drive rush throw, maybe try to bait on an ODDP, falls the fireball. Fujimura getting some space, but he's gotta be super careful. That timidity is bad, and he gets hit with a crouching medium punch. This won't be it. Magnum bunker into the Gladius to find the finish. Shuto, okay.
I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna jinx it. I'm not gonna say, well, we've seen this before. The fact of the matter is, we have seen this before, right? So, I'm kind of nervous. There we go, gets the big opener. Low forward wasn't really a tool in the last game, actually. We haven't seen that as much from Fujimura. Was it a reason because like, maybe he didn't get the opportunity to, or was he playing far too timid? Who knows, but it's working out great for him. The backdash is there, but she can't do anything about it, right? Even if she backdashes to avoid the throw, she can't respond in kind because she takes too long.
Yeah, it's like her, Chun-Li, Honda, lacking a second defense and in health. Fujimura with that perfect KO, a resounding rebuttal here. On offense, he's fantastic. It's that defense I'm worried about. Shuto, if he acclimates, he could be able to tie things out. That perfect was real nasty. Oh. There's the bait he wanted before. All the damage with that toe tap, man, the buster, man, punch, knockdown. Again, backing off, but not waiting too long to get that crouching medium punch. One touch.
Oh. Oh. Not far enough for the, sorry, not close enough for the punish from the side of Fujimura. No longer has any life to spare for a drive impact. Has level 2 on deck. Trying to do all the math here. Fujimura's trying to calculate his way out, coming with a couple of fireballs. Shuto slowly regaining. Actually, no. There it is. Yeah, slowly regaining some of that drive gauge. Yeah, with the perfect parry, he's on point now.
Just giving him gauge, just giving him more opportunity to come through. Fujimura doing everything possible to try to get in. The perfect parry since the blue Kanate. Shout out to Knuckle Dude. All these perfect parries, try to get that drive impact. The parry is there though. Fujimura, time is winding down. He's going down with the Superman punch. Dang, Shuto has him locked in the corner. It's been jail, no bail. You cannot get out. But Fujimura says you cannot get out. Oh, and the weighted bait, easy bait up and
bam! It's the rings. Eat the fist. Now you know history. What's next? Do you drive us forward and bait? You do. And that's all she wrote. That should be more than enough, right? Zimakaira, sit him down. Perfect KO. Shuto. He's coming back. He's coming back.
I'm coming home. Let me stop. Shuto. I can't. You see that dash up to catch the trip guard with that crouching medium punch? What Marisa is moving like that, bro? Like, that's not the type of character you move like that with, but Shuto in a perfect right back as a rebuttal. The return no receipt, Shuto. He's moving, he grooving. Final game. That's how we're going down.
You know, you can't say we didn't preface it correctly. You can't say that we said, you know, if Fujimura begins to play timid and he exhausts all of his plays on offense. We didn't say this. Shuto will adapt, right? Shuto 100% has fulfilled that prophecy thus far. It's just a matter of closing out though. Can either player, you know, Fujimura on the other side having a great time. He's fine. But it's really, it really is right now up to Shuto, I think.
I mean, the danger is like these trades, like this character snowballing. I mean, both characters are really snowballing, but the defense from Fujimura, he's getting wrecked continuously. Even if they're not always working out, you see drive rush throw to like halt real quick and wait bait for a DP. Even if it doesn't come, it puts it in the mind of Fujimura like, I can't run my usual offense on wake up like I'd like to. That active offense I'd like to, I'm sorry, active defense I'd like to have. And it's really putting him on the back foot. He's got to find something to get himself outside of the quarter positions because, listen, final game, Shuto looking real nasty in the third round.
Oh, we've seen that plenty of times too. Punish counter, force in the corner. Despite being low on the drive gauge, I was gonna say that could be a little dangerous playing that up close with the Gladius as you are exposed to the lows. Speaking of lows, again, Fujimura going to the well, a low medium kick over and over again. The well that never dries.
Good option. No gaps though. Gladius get that knockdown, drive rushes in, gets a counter conversion off that light, drive rush in from the medium. Back in for another medium, looking for a whiff, but Fujimura out of there. But damn near out of health. It doesn't matter though. Enhanced Tatsu. Oki. Oh, he tried to go for a bait against a throw. No go. It's gonna be Chip. No, he didn't get that second hit. Unfortunate. No follow-up. Fujimura. Chippu. Shirai.
You have got to be kidding, bro. That was actually mad close. I thought that was it. I looked away. I gave myself the fade away. I thought that was it.
Man, Fujimura, back. We've seen this. We've seen this. What would have happened to you, Fujimura?
Such a scary dance. Not even trying to whiff punish. It is blocked. That was a counter hit. He is in burnout after all. Now they're both in burnout. Fujimura now regaining his. Holding on to the Gladius. And I love that bait from Fujimura.
That was slick. That's when we get back on the menu. Doesn't matter. Oh, trying to get the stomp. Finds the overhead. Drive rushes in, gets a grip, the throw. Fujimura with that bar at the bottom, he gets a counter hit. He's going to be able to spin the Shipujinrai again. King of the skies, and that's it. No surprise, Fujimura. When he's back on offense, he's back in business, and Shinobism Gaming at least gains 30 points to their name. Fantastic win for the side of Fujimura. I don't know what that means in totality. If they're still outside the rung of qualifying, but ever so, Fujimura pulling it back at the very end. Gotta feel good.
If anything, it's points taken away from Saishunkan, Seoul, Kumamoto. Seoul is going to be walking away with at least 10 points due to Higuchi's W, so that puts him at 190, which is a somewhat comfortable spot away from the borderline, especially away from those that are in the runner-up spot with 5th place, Cyclops at 140. So if there's any sort of takeaway that is for certain, Seoul is just slowly or continuously gatekeeping within the top 4. I think that is for certain. As for Shinobism Gaming, I think it can possibly be confirmed that they are out of the running considering GyoGun's performance this week. So we'll see. Like, even I'd have to talk to production to see what the tally is between like the head-to-head score. I'm sure I can find it again, perhaps, but all things considered, it's a really tough call. But it's Fujimura clutching it out. Another one of my predictions down the drain. You know, that's just how it goes.
Considering his recent performance in general, you know, being a little bit more shaky than he usually has been, like in the first stage, it kind of makes sense in how dominant Shuto is in the anchor position. It also makes sense to, you know, maybe put bets on Shuto. But good play here for Fujimura, really exercising what's great about Ken. That low 4 coming back, as you put it, being more exercised in that matchup, catching more of these back dashes was really imperative, I felt like. Even when using the burnout, he wasn't on the back foot, and Shuto not able to take advantage, but I do wonder what would have happened if that super would have hit, having that super fly over his head, not able to get that last bit of that chip. I feel like that maybe kind of wanted Shuto down a little bit more than he'd like to, so unfortunate, but calculations have to be perfect, not only in terms of how much you kill, in terms of like the health, but how things land for the super, since it's not a typical super, not going to land the same way, so Fujimura, though, really great, but Momochi says, it's such a great game, it all depends on GyoGun coming afterwards, but great win. So they seem to think that, you know, it depends on GyoGun still. I do believe head-to-head, though, still going to be in their favor.
Okay, so
GyoGun's favor.
Yeah, so no, it's actually in Shinobism's favor, because looking at the past record, when they played, I was looking at their score. They played in Section 8, right? Shinobism Gaming took it down against GyoGun 30-10. If GyoGun happens to tie with them, if it actually, in terms of the tiebreaker, if head-to-head is what counts first, I have to take a look at the rulebook. If head-to-head is what counts first, and GyoGun scores absolutely 0 points, technically, Shinobism would be advancing over GyoGun. Just on a technicality that they beat them in Section 8 in their first encounter. And now that they've, I'd have to see it again. I'd have to fully see it again to see where they're at, though. But I'm gonna double check. I'm gonna double check instead of, like, you know, giving out false info, because this is way too close. It is actually way too close to call.
That is a wild thing to say, considering how good GyoGun's been and how strong they've been swimming string. But speaking of who's strong, who's not, Yamaguchi said it was close to a perfect win, but the anchor game was super exciting. He said, I wouldn't be able to win if that was me. So maybe he didn't have that confidence to be in that final position, despite the fact that, you know, either him or Fujimura would have been fantastic. Since he didn't feel comfortable, Fujimura went up instead. But, you know, as you put it, we're going to look back and see how things are going to go out, but, man, it's still contentious. Like, it's still down to the wire. Man, this season is insane. It wasn't this close last season. Like, last season, we got to a certain point where we saw some of the teams not be able to make it, and they were just playing spoiler. This time, we're only 2 weeks. This episode and next episode, and that's it.
That's literally what happened in the first half, by the way, to see like those final 2 teams kind of like squeeze their way in. It happened at the very last second too, and I missed it. I absolutely missed it. But I did find the rest of my facts straight. So in, I think, like the first stage, right? In first stage, Section 6, they were able to play off against each other. But overall, like, it's hard to tell. It really is hard to tell if we're considering first stage or not. That's something that I also want to like ask production is if whether or not we include like the previous half, right? But overall, it's been like pretty tied up. So it's hard. It's very hard to even call this tiebreaker unless you're looking at the actual sheet itself. But obviously, we have other interviews coming in slowly as we're filling in the gaps with more information. We talked about Johnny. If I won, would have been much more easier for next week, but it was nice to win anyway. Fujimura, it was my game until the third round, but Shuto was so strong. And yeah, like I agree. I think Fujimura, he had the utmost confidence in himself, and he was laughing it off even in the final moments. It's hard to stop that. It's hard to stop that, like that type of person when they're feeling themselves so much. So I do like that. The rest of it says I was able to relax after becoming 2-2. So perfect time, because I thought it wasn't my fault if we couldn't go to the playoffs. LOL. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I know the LOL part is probably from production, but I'll still say it's probably from Fujimura as well, because he was definitely laughing it off. Because you know, who could really blame him?
Dangerous times, but they stay solid, at least for now. We'll see how things roll out. Let's see the stats right quick. Shuto with the anti-airs and the air-to-airs, which was super important in jailing Fujimura and making him feel really uncomfortable. I think that was part of the reason why Fujimura was starting to get cooked up in the corner. There was an anti-air from the side of Fujimura. The DPs were somewhat landing 60%. Bro, he tagged all the throws. Fujimura, 3 out of 3 tags when it comes to the likes of Mami Marisa. But on the other hand, eating a lot of throws is going to happen when you fight Ken, so the 2 out of 19, definitely going to happen. Drive impacts did not land from the side of Shuto. I rarely, oh yeah, okay, now I remember. When he went for a drive impact with the parry was there from the side of Fujimura, he did clip him with one of those, but not too many after that though. But 3 for 3 in terms of teching. Fujimura's defense wasn't lacking in terms of like the throw game, it's just everything else, the air-to-airs and things like that in that department. But either way, Fujimura staying solid, implementing that crouching medium kick, and staying solid also in burnout at the very end. But I wonder what would have happened if he would have got that chip. Shuto, he had it, but just the wrong super. I wonder if the other super would have got that kill, but it is what it is.
That's a tough call. I thought it was over. I was already thinking about next round. I did not see that little slip up happen, but that's something to reconsider. At least, you know, even with a regret like that, you're still moving on somewhat comfortably into the playoffs, right? It may not be preferable seeding depending on how it goes for the rest of it, but you at least have some points to your name to continue on forth with your team. A lot more to kind of, a lot more time to kind of contemplate and fix that. But Shuto, either way, a fantastic performance, right? Even outside of that instance, you can't take away his overall performance in the league, right? He's been, I think, such a pivotal point. 70 points to his name in the first half. Guess how many points he had in the second stage, bro? Guess.
90 points?
Very, very close, actually. He actually has 120, right? 120 points to his name. Triple digits. 6 out of 8 W's, man. Before this game had started, obviously. But yeah, 6 out of 8. Now he's 6 out of 9. Pretty good stats if you ask me. But Shuto, man, 120 points is nothing to be sorry for. Nothing to be sorry about, actually.
Not at all, but I do like the fact that Shuto is bleeding. We see him leading in the anchor position. That means that even he can be taken down. And y'all can take down a QR code and catch some of this great merch right here. You see the bottom left of the screen. I know y'all are looking for some Black Friday deals. We'll spend some of that money out here. Also, if you're into skateboarding, yo, these look super sick. I'm not even a skateboarder. I just want to hang one of these up on my wall. The kid is looking dope, bro. Look at that. That's a man who has been through it. That's great artwork. Dang, these are super sick.
You know, listen, I'm a big collecting person. I'm a big collector's person. So if I ask for one, I'm gonna try to get them all, and that's the problem. So I'm not even gonna try to ask. I really am not, because this is something I want to support with like my own money, right? That's actually so so cool. But what you can do as well, if you want to check out some of the other goods that have come out from Street Fighter League, especially with the artists for exclusive bits of artwork, you can check it out down below. 20% off currently if you just look scroll down to the bottom of the page you're streaming on right now, or you're viewing on for the stream right now. There's an Amazon link that takes you directly to the Capcom merch to order it for yourself wherever you are, because they are now shipping internationally. This is also really, really sick, as the Amusement Expo in Tokyo Big Sight is going to be going down with a lot of the Capcom goodies being pretty much available for your viewing pleasure. If you guys are there in Japan, highly encourage you guys to check it out. amusementexpo.jp is where you need to go for all the information on tickets, information on the scheduling as well, even being able to play Street Fighter VR. I'm sure you would have a great time being SPD'd by Zangief in VR. I am, for one, would probably get motion sick. I would much rather play Resident Evil 7 in VR and get scared rather than being thrown into a cyclone. But that's just me. All jokes aside, the Amusement Expo in Tokyo Big Sight going to be holding a big Capcom booth. Be sure to check it out with the Esports Club and the Capcom store.
That is super sick. Look, Bison's up there. Hopefully we get to see him in Street Fighter 6. Hey, I said I'd never play that character again, but considering the system of the game, oh man, I'd love him to come back. But I can get a little bit of that view with the VR. And y'all can view the playoffs coming up real soon. 16th, 17th of next month. Lock in to see who gets that win to move on to the grand finals, which is going to be happening in January. That's going to be happening the 13th. So scan that QR code for more information. Of course, the playoffs, as we mentioned, are coming up. We're still trying to find out who is going to be locked in. It's still close in terms of contention, but make sure you lock in those dates ASAP. Of course, we'll be here commentating that action for all of you. 2 days of great Street Fighter 6 play as we figure out who moves on and advances towards the finals. It's going to be super dope.
No, without a doubt. Again, you guys do not want to miss this opportunity. If you happen to be in Japan, also be sure to scan that QR code and figure out where you can get some of the tickets in person. The grand finals is such a grandeur experience. Not to have a pun on the name, but again, we were able to obviously do this last year, the last couple of years. We've seen the venue, we've seen the excitement in the crowd, we've seen the emotions kind of run through the players as well, because that's just the amount of pressure they're under with so many people watching them, and just the energy is so electric. If you guys haven't noticed, a lot of the offline premieres had that same type of energy. So again, I highly encourage you guys, if you happen to be in the area, if you're on vacation, whether you live there, first and foremost, check it out for yourselves. It is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, because not every year is the same, and that really is for certain.
That's absolutely correct. We're going to be having the CPT Japan coming up right here. I see my boy Aru up. Doing some commentary. I think are you doing commentary for that, for the CPT Japan one coming up?
That is in December, yeah, but before that we have the Southeast Asia coming up tomorrow, actually tomorrow night.
There's a lot of action coming through, and a lot of action with other collabs. You know, Shuto had talked about how teaching other people led him to play Modern for a long time. That actually been a great thing to see these collabs come through. And y'all could collab on this deal right here, 34% off right now. Pick up the game if you haven't. If you want to try it out, there's a demo right now. You can try out Ryu, you can try out Luke, and get in the action ASAP. People, Steam, that looks like it's new today, so they have added it to Steam. They already have it for PlayStation, they already have it for Xbox, so get with it and get in there quick. As we've all been playing and enjoying, it's no better time to get into this game right here, as everybody is new and enjoying this great Street Fighter action. While you're watching, you know, jump in the Battle Lounge, have fun with us, or play World Tour. All have to do with this package game right here, as it's also been nominated for awards, the Game Awards, showcasing how great it is. But listen, it's time to showcase more great action after this break, people. When we return, even more Street Fighter 6, Street Fighter League Japan 2023 coming right at you. Don't go nowhere.
YouTube、Twitch のクリップ機能を使って皆様が思う名場面をぜひ広めてください。今日はね、もうすごいのたくさんもう一発目で出ましたけれども、ぜひ拡散していただければと思います。でですね、もうね、ここからより今後のリーグの運命に直結していくマッチ2が始まっていくわけですけれども、ぜひ好ゲームや、このやばい状況下で選手とすんごいプレーが出たら、ぜひ高評価、いいねボタンなどチャットなどいただければ、YouTube の使用上ね、おすすめのに出やすいというところなので、ぜひこちらご協力のほどよろしくお願いいたします。
そして X での選手への応援コメントや番組の感想などもたくさんいただけると嬉しいです。お知らせは以上になりますが、こちらカプコン e スポーツ公式 SNS ではリーグの最新情報をお届けしています。すでにたくさんツイート、ポストですね、いただいていますが、ハッシュタグ SF リーグをつけてチームや選手たちに試合の感想や応援コメントをつぶやいてください。こちら番組の中でご紹介をさせていただきますので、どしどしよろしくお願いいたします。
さあこの後は試合準備のため一度休憩に入らせていただきます。再開予定時刻20時15分からは、第9節マッチ2サイクロプスアスリートゲーミング大阪対デトネーションフォーカスミー、こちらの模様をお届けいたします。それでは一旦失礼いたします。
でもいけるぜ。いいぜ、付き合ってやる。いい風にしてる。ねえミーゼ。
ご覧なさい、私のステージマジアンドゥワン忍者スター参上。新入生
血が騒ぐね。
味見しちゃおうかな。
戦いの時が来たな。こっち来てー。
休まれてはいかがです。楽しんでください。
私の出番だね。任務を遂行する。やる気はあるのか。
よし行こう。動きが悪いぞ。拳でいいよこの筋肉を。物足りんな。俺はどうだ。俺強いぞ。ヨーガの導きのまま。どうした。
クンフーの力を見せるわよ。
キープつけてやるわ。ぶつかってこんかい。この守りを崩せるか。ルルズアイ。お任せな。どうだよ。来いよ。
Back like we never left, it's time to get started with team battle number 2, starting things off with the ones at the away spot. It's Cyclops Athlete Gaming Osaka to kick things off. Let's take a look at what the roster, the legendary roster, excuse me, the one who is loved back by fighting games. It is none other than Kazunoko, the man who's just looking like a regular devil as of late, but formerly known as the Wind Devil. It is Dogura. The theoretical value needs to be more than 1 to find success, and I'll tell you what, he's done just that. Fenrich coming into play. And the man, the myth, the legend extraordinaire, Goichi, coming up with some W's himself. It's been looking very impressive throughout for some of these players. Kazunoko, Goichi, Fenrich, Dogura, still on a very hefty slope. You can see him. You know what it is? He hasn't found the incense. He hasn't refilled on his incense, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you haven't seen that in a while. He's going to need all the incense possible to spell victory because he's going up against DetonatioN FocusMe. First up is attack on heavy tank. No, attack on heavy drive gauge. It is Fudo on that sauce sub DJ. Right after that is going to be the little trickster, always with the mix and sick with it. It is the Rashid extraordinaire, John Takeuchi. After that's going to be Shippu Jinra. He always lets it fly. Evo Japan champion, Ken Master, now men. And then at the end, of course, the meal ticket was found his way with Muscle Mommy Marisa. It is Itabashi Zangief, but also putting grief on people with that gift. Having that combination of characters has been fantastic. This combination of players with their characters has been putting a big dent in other people's points.
No doubt. And DetonatioN FocusMe, again, they came up from a really rough start, if I'm not mistaken, right? Even in the previous season, slowly making it. Actually, they were the one of the two teams that crept their way in to the top 4 the very last second, right? And now they see themselves, before anything had started, tied with Saishunkan Seoul Kumamoto with 180 points to their name. Now they're facing off against the guys who are trying to climb up in the ranks past the School of Fish. If they can do it, they'll need it with at least, what, 25 points to tie, but obviously they can get a 30 bang, they can get like maybe like a 40 ball, but it really depends on how DetonatioN plays today. Fenrich, Kazunoko, Goichi with Dogura on the bench. I like this 100% actually. I think Kazunoko is a good trendsetter for the momentum. Goichi's been on fire lately. I think I like him with his character in the longer set. I also do not mind at all seeing, who was it, Fenrich? Yeah, I don't mind seeing Fenrich starting off with JP either. Oh, Fudo's up first!
Wow. That I am very surprised that usually wouldn't mind seeing Fudo in that anchor position where he has been the most dominant. And that's super strange to see Fudo come up off the deck immediately against Fenrich. Not that he would have issue with most JPs, no offense to Fenrich or anything like that, but like just in general, seeing him come up first when he's such a clutch sort of character is kind of wild, but we'll see what happens here. Might be seeing some more of that youth later on. We'll see what happens. But for right now, it's going to be Fenrich versus Fudo. I don't know if they played in the finale. I know some of these players obviously were in that regional finals with Fudo, grasping that victory and earning his CPT spot, which was, I thought it was exciting. I hate all the hate on DJ, bro. I thought he played ridiculously well. Like all love to him and how he played, bro. It doesn't, no matter what character, how annoying the character is, he really pulled the best out of that character and put his playstyle on it. But for right now, he's got to work for his team. And Fenrich said, I lost him last time in Street Fighter League, and he is a JP destroyer. I'm hoping for the best. Something I wanted to talk about is the fact that Fudo is really good against JP. Every time I watch him play, he has a very good strategy against that character. Really good reason what they want to do on defense. Big test here for Fenrich.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said in regards to what JP can do with keeping somebody away, right? There's spikes, there's projectiles, there's departure. DJ can speedway his own through all of those things if timed correctly, right? Big asterisk, if timed correctly. And Fudo is definitely one of those cats that never lets off the gas once he starts cooking. And I think that's going to be something that's expected. That's something that's a very generic statement to say, but it's also very factual. I think DJ is one of those characters that is just very high momentum, high pressure, and if need be, if he needs to let on the gas and play a little bit of that range game, he can with a very impressive fireball, right? I think the double fireball, the air slasher, the heavy air slasher could do great things in a trade scenario against a spike. It's also going to be a great tool against just the single projectile as well. So he's got the complete package, even if he wasn't trying to drive like a maniac. I think DJ overall is a very big counterpoint to JP, in my opinion. I think he has the right tools for the fireball department, he has the right tools for the normals, and he also has a very difficult air approach to track. So
I like that Sobot also with the neutral too as well. Get some of these buttons, these ranges where you like to strike back with stand fierce or crouch communicate. You can creep outside and use Sobot to get in or get a knockdown situation. Last time these two teams played, it was in the first section, 30-10, DetonatioN's win. Last time, though, it was 0-40 in favor of Cyclops Athlete Gaming Osaka. We talked about how you cannot tell who's going to be taken in the end. That is a big W, so Cyclops definitely get that victory. Fudo, feeling that heat, He said, I expected this order. I came up intentionally. Just watch us destroy CAG. Ooh-wee.
Damn, that was in section 4? That's actually kind of wild. I gotta check that out again. Ah, damn. I didn't know it was a 40. I don't even remember it being a 40, and I commentated that thing. That's wild. Yeah, that's a 40 ball. That's their first 40 ball ever. That's actually pretty impressive. So yeah, Kazunoko got his 2 overs. John Takeuchi, Fenrich beat Inabashi Zangief 2-1, and then Goichi. I think that was one of the moments where Goichi popped off, right? That was the one where Goichi was like crying, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, emotional for him, right?
Yeah. Dang, it's been that long already? Sheesh. Here we go, game 1.
Knockdown, departures out, stand medium punch, teleport, gets a grip, punish counter because the parry was out. It's unfortunate to see that departure. Big part of Fenrich's playstyle. Most JPs, but how he's able to get the most off it is why he is so good. Now, perfect KO. What a rebuttal. This is a run back from the first stage. Fenrich looking to get that revenge.
A lot of differences in the meta and how some of the games are played out. Fenrich having a better idea of what Fudo wants to do, and Fudo hasn't really been himself lately since he got to that World Warrior spot. If Region beat Frank, he had a pretty big defeat not too long ago as well. But it's looking like Fenrich right now commanding the lead. His drive gauge is looking a little dry. One sequence OD, and I like him using it at the very last minute. Make the most of your gauge. A big counter hit explosion against Fudo. He could force the burnout. If the right sequence is there, he's got to get it too. Connect it. Yes, sir! There it is. He cannot parry it. Fudo is forced to check all of that manually because, again, he didn't have a lot of drive gauge left in the tank. Even if he managed to execute the parry, he would have put himself in burnout immediately. If it wasn't perfect.
Perfect in that situation, damn near impossible. There's that sway play. The best moves in the business. Look at how much reward he gets off of that. If Fudo knows how to do so, gets a corner carry. I don't know what that was, but Fenrich is going to be finding a fantastic punch. I like this play here from Fenrich. A lot more aggressive than what we've seen previously from this cat. A lot more active in moving around these departures. With the sway again to get some damage on the deck. Got to be wary of that option.
Oh, boy.
Round 2. Fight.
I'm loving this rebuttal now from Fudo. Setting things out for the slash, just walking on into the uncomfortable space, the neutral jump, medium punch. Even if range wasn't really what he was looking for, it was still at the right time, the neutral jump. What a call out too. Ooh, punish counter, just walked up in his face, trying to get a frame trap perhaps. Ooh-wee.
Parry. Some momentum back, finds a DP, the jackknife is on point. Waits a little bit. He's been waiting for these defensive options. Tries to step them out. Crouch, fierce, no stand, fierce, followed. Drive rushes in, catches the whip with a crouching medium punch. We're going right to the massage parlor. The JP Destroyer. How many times I have to teach you this lesson, old man? There's all the piss land from the back and from the front. Fudo tying things out.
Damn. Pure destruction. You know, I kind of talked about DJ and Fudo kind of falling off a little bit from the previous section. I lied. I lied to you all. I got you. No, but all jokes aside, again, Shuto murdered Fudo 3 games straight. So, I mean, I'd imagine Fudo's playing with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder from his last performance, but we'll see.
That sway definitely coming into play here against that crouching mini kick we've seen continuously. And then the offense, when he has him in the corner, has been really good. I thought a Just Cool OD would come through, or just even a normal as the anti-air, but still gets a counter, double DP. Waits again, now gets a grip. Fenrich has got to take his turn back, or at least try to do something different besides parry or OD or wait. Let's see that 4-frame come through.
Heavy kick. For the anti-air. Sweet, gotta get punished! Yeah, more than enough time. That is double digits negative, but either way, man. That roundhouse is something fierce. No joke, no puns, but that is actually so far reaching.
DP, the check and challenge finally from that 4-frame. Gets a counter hit. Wait to see what Fudo's gonna do. The fake out. Make him kill some of that gauge and 2 far out for that Soba. We talked about that option. We've seen it hit when he knows how to hit that departure. to clip this character. Good anti-air though from Fudo.
Hard to contest with the airborne approach from the knee shot. Oh boy. No, he didn't get to finish it. I don't know if he didn't maintain his charge or he wasn't confident in it. The blocks him coming. At the very last second, no, he dropped his guard for the last bit of the Goon Squad. Oh yeah, more
right
time to react. That should be it, right? More than enough damage. Fudo incoming. Here comes the second massage. Again, how many times does he have to teach you this lesson, man? I'm just gonna say it. Say it again.
This one's on the house, said Fudo. 2-1 in the run back.
You got the Black Friday deal? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
You got yourself the discount, the buy one, get one free massage? I like that.
Oh,
You gotta
man,
take advantage of
Fudo.
these Black Friday deals, man. I'm telling you.
You got to. Yeah. And it was definitely a lot of, it felt like it was an infinite amount in terms of the sway play. A lot were on sale right there as he used that continuously. That was really the biggest determinant. It's like, I see the crouching medium kick, crouching medium punch, all the buttons you want to do. I'm going to use that sway play. And then I'm going to sneak it around other elements. I'm going to set up these fireballs, then hit the sway, making you pensive to run that offense because Fenrich really started aggressive. And this is the Fenrich I want to see just in general, a more aggressive Fenrich. He likes to set down a knockdown and stab and do all that. But when it comes to offense compared to like Nemo and stuff like that, I feel like he's not as active. Today he was better about that, but this is Fudo's domain. This is where he lives. This is how he gets his win. That sway, just too deadly, and how he dumps out the damage too as well. Just too much in how he wants to, run his game plan. So good stuff for Fudo to get that run back and get that W again.
Yeah, I thought it would have been in way of Fenrich the way that he was performing. But Fudo's a machine. I want to think he's like part android. He's got something going on in the works up there. He's definitely figured out the system. He could see the frames, everything related to the Matrix. But all jokes aside, let's take a look at the stats. 0-5 from the side of Fenrich. No doubt about it. That's always going to be a stat that's always highlighted. The one knee shot that didn't get contested, I guess you could tell a story about that. Like, knee shots are going to be so hard to anti-air. But once he's in after that, especially in the corner, it's so tough to get him off of you, right? There's so many situations where he can leave himself plus for a strike throw mix afterwards, especially from standing medium punch. That's always a great party starter, or even from lights, right? You can stagger your lights into pressure into something big. So that alone could be a big story to tell. Regardless of the facts, it's going to be Fudo who comes up 10 points ahead of Cyclops.
See who they set up next to fight. Who will it be? Will it be Takeuchi or Naomin? Itabashi. Who's he playing though? Is it going to be Keith? It's Marisa. It's Marisa against the Kami. Modern, of all things, too, as well. Once those quick reactions against the dive kicks, possibly. We've seen Shuto utilize Modern against some of the quicker characters. Maybe not so much nowadays, but that was definitely the game plan for him in the early stages. And we've also seen Itabashi, at least off Street Fighter League, practice both forms of combat when it comes to Modern and Classic, so he's to be prepared. But Kazunoko, definitely one of the best cameos in the business. It's hard to prepare for the likes of Kazunoko. We've seen him run through those empty hooligan setups, get really nasty and defy expectations, and how anybody should be playing a character. That's a Kazunoko way, bro.
I'm actually kind of curious to see what Kazunoko is saying for his pregame interview in terms of predicting whether or not he knew the opponent was coming. I want to know if he knew it was coming, and also if he knew Modern was coming, and how much experience he's had with Modern, because on his streams for a very long time, he will dabble with Modern majority of the time. I think his first venture into the game, like the first month, he was playing so many different characters with Modern, if I'm not mistaken. On top of that, he's still flexing his knowledge of other characters. Like, he'll still play Aki on his streams a lot, but Kami's always been the go-to, but he also has like a rotation of characters that he goes through, so I am kind of curious. So he does have we do have the translation in. He knows about the counters, right? He says Itabashi is the most unwanted character and player for me, but I'm confident in Modern. See, that's exactly what I was trying to preface it with. Kazunoko has spent so much time with Modern that I think he's more than ready for like the matchup itself, or at least the Modern matchup itself, but the character's always going to leave him uncomfortable.
Right. I think that's a really important point, because I feel like we saw that with Kazunoko when he was fighting Momochi, and he seemed to really understand like the Modern player tendencies, where Momochi was like looking for reactions, but he wasn't blocking low, and he called to that and cleaned him up like a clock. But it was very quick. Eason says he's good against Modern. I'm good with Modern too. He said my Modern style is something different with it. So we'll see if that actually comes to fruition. We haven't really seen Itabashi really work well out here so far. He in the second stage, well, first stage was not too good. It was 0 out of 3 all the way through. Second stage, he did gain 2 out of 7 games, and those 2 games, I believe, were with Geef. I believe none of them were with Marisa just yet, especially not with Modern. I know they weren't with Modern at all, but they definitely
100%.
weren't. You know, with that control scheme. Kazunoko, though, he's looking way good. 6 out of 6. He's top of the class right now in the second stage. First stage, it was 3 out of 6, but 6 out of 6 in the second stage with the sort of canny. Hard to predict, hard to deal with. He's been great in the first 2s, first 3s. It doesn't matter what it may be. He is dominant.
Yeah, no doubt. I think there's a lot to be said about Kazunoko and his prowess. A little bit of a shaky start, and I say shaky with a grain of salt, right? The first stage of his performance, what, 3 out of 6, 50%, not too bad, right? He got the points where he needed it to be. He did as much as he could, but now he is the sole, I think he's like one of the sole point earners, I feel like. Not necessarily true, but he's got majority of the points. Out of the 140, he's got 80 to his name. He's got more than half right now with 6 out of 6. So we'll see how this plays out. We'll see if his Modern prowess, his Modern intelligence is enough to face off against the Modern Madman. Here we go. Match 2.
Welcome to the corner. Man punch and a lot of baits right here. Okay, finally a Gladius lands. ODDP. Ooh, the armor saves the day. These ODDPs are not going to be good against this armor at all. Not multi-hitting.
A little problematic trying to dash on in there with Kazunoko's reflexes. He is so good at playing in burnout state.
That's a really good point. He's so prepared and ready that it almost makes it negligible. Drive rushes in with a throw. All even. Ooh. Slight micro walk back. That was tight, and Eason stays all right. Ends it with the Gladius.
Yo, Mama's got moves. Did you see that walk back? Mama's got some hella moves. That's crazy. I didn't even think she would get out of the way.
What a space trap, Eason. How Marisa got her groove back? Is that what's going on right now?
How Marisa got her groove back. Hey, keep it down over there, huh? That's too powerful. That's too powerful to let loose, man. You gotta save that, write that down. You need to save that for another day, because that's too good. It's too powerful.
It's for playoffs. Here we go, Oki though. Neutral jump finds a Sand Pierce.
No, you can knock on the door 3 times. She will answer. Jesus Christ. The explosion. 1. You can get the throw game going. Oh, and you thought the same exact thing. Eason thought the same exact thing. He got blown up for it.
Now, Kazunoko working really well against the Gladius has been stopping his character with armor, blowing through the ODDP and damn near every single jump out. The crucial jumps are calling out, and the corner pressure are calling it out, but it's about to be 100 damage. Like a bunker, level 3. Throw that bar back up in, has him caught up in the corner. Deleting that gauge off the table.
Bam. Oofta. Yeah, that's all she wrote. Not going to be able to reaction level 2 on that. Way too meaty at the last second too. Eason. Yo, sit him down. Do it again. No! Okay. Woo! Scared the hell out of me. Itabashi also. Go back. You can see it. He's apologizing profusely.
Still staying solid is Eason. But honestly, it's really good to stop stop Kazunoko from that aerial approach where he feels the most comfortable. Receive those dive kicks or jump ins, denying that option. Stand light kick, but it doesn't matter. He wakes up with violence. Eason trying to get in, does the armor again against the dive kick. Such a fantastic option, even quicker with those modern reactions.
Oh no, it's too sharp of an angle. The jump in is there in a sense. The punish counter is there. Most definitely. Oh, what a fancy way of changing up the safe jump. I like that.
Something different. And there's right there. Meaty, and the impact is a wrap. Set point here for Eason. Aerial approach denied. And my band's in so much burnout. Kazunoko on the back foot, not landing too much in terms of Oki going and flowing. We really haven't seen Eason hold all these strike throws that Scammy Cammy is known for. Stand heavy kick, punish counter, dashes in, but the armor again.
Parry, there's a chance to bring Marisa to the corner. He does just that with a dash up, checking the lows immediately afterwards. Off of that barrage, a little bit of a frame kill, a little tricky. Eason also gets perfect parry, trying to gladius his way out. It's Kazunoko spending the bar even after the scaling.
He's supposed to kill with drive gauge, but heavy expenditure right here. This character's not known for damage unless she's got a lot of juice behind her. But the sauce matters. The sauce matters more. Eason's got a lot. No anti right there. Waits for him to come down. He doesn't have to overextend to get the win. He has the bar. He's got that drive impact. 4 medium punch in the target combo on the mark. Now you know history. There ain't no mystery. It's gonna hurt. Damn, the damage.
Oh, are you dead?
One.
You're dead.
Oh yeah, you're dead. Wow.
That's crazy. Even Kazunoko was surprised, like, oh, I guess I'm dead. Like the way he looked at it, he's like, oh, I guess that's me, huh? I guess that's my cue out. Hey, check it out, man. There's a potential sudden death here, right? It could go to sudden death, and it could still be a point of contention for Cyclops Athlete Gaming Osaka, at least in this week. That's something to say, but Kazunoko falling pretty short. Eason with the biggest grimace on his face right now. He's got the most devious smile on his face as he's taking him down. That's I'm on to you, man. This guy's a real dastardly fella. But no, I mean, that's you know, Kazunoko talked about it. He's like, this is one of the characters I had the most trouble with, despite being very well versed in modern. It's always tough to face off against someone like Eason, or I guess Idama right now, because it's Ida Marisa. So, but yeah, that's a tough call. I think Eason showing off his confidence here, coming up really clutch against the man who has the unbreakable record. Well, he smashed it for sure.
Broke through with Mommy Marisa on modern. It's wild. And the game plan is pretty obvious. I'm an anti-air whenever I can with the Gladius. I have a quicker way to play, and we've known Eason for a long time to have those reads, to be able. I mean, you're a grappler player. You're gonna have that. When you exercise that with a character that dumps out damage, that's more about those normals. That success is going to be compounded. And I mean, Kazunoko, as you mentioned, preface that this is going to be a hard one, even though he understood how modern is done, could not find a way to stay grounded and stay against that character. Check the anti-airs, even though it's 60%, that is a lot, because a lot of those came through against the dive kicks and stopped the momentum that Kemi would like to have. That's the name of the game. Dive kick, counter hit into like spiral arrow, into Oki, into corner carry. Typically what she's looking for, what Kazunoko's looking for. We talked about how he loves to get aerial as a player. He's taken down to the ground. Cannot fly on borrowed wings, and they're on borrowed time right now. Cyclops Athlete Gaming Osaka lacking in points. It could go down at 25, but it's looking real dangerous. Detonation, who do they send up next?
That is a tough call. That is actually a tough call. Who do you set up next for Detonation? It's gotta be Nauman, right? I think Nauman's gotta come up against Goichi's Chun-Li. I'd much rather, in terms of mobility, I don't blame Rashid coming up, but I like the secure pick with Ken versus Chun-Li.
Yeah. I definitely agree with
Takeuchi
that.
John.
I think, wow, this is not a fun matchup. From what Big Bird had told me and other Rishi players have told me in terms of her normals, her fireball being able to, you know, stop a lot of that pressure. Hazanchu coming through against the fireball pressure that we like to set up as a Rashid player. When I do play Rashid against Chun-Li, even though it's in the much lower ranks of things, it's not a fun time to establish with the stub your normals that you don't have, besides maybe crouching medium kick and stand fierce here and there. They pale in comparison to light punch, swift thrust, stand fierce, damn near everything that Chun-Li presents. The same time setups too as well, delete that OUDP. And hell, jump-ins are going to be dangerous from this character, as we've seen. Not so good unless you space out that heavy mixer. So we'll see what Takeuchi has to bring to the table. They're sitting up for a reason. He must be prepared for this matchup. Maybe he can change my mind.
We'll see. We're going to get those pregame interviews to see how confident they are going into it. But again, I think it's Goichi who has the big momentum going into this match. John Takeuchi, taking a look at his previous record thus far. John's had his W against Nemo from Saishunkan Kumamoto last week. Also, John taking his big matchup against Moke and GyoGun with Rashid. So that's a really big indicator, right? He's already got experience in the Chun-Li matchup against one of the big Chun-Lis, which is Moke, and got him 2-1. So despite the facts of what Big Bird's been saying about Rashid, I totally understand it, and I will actually take that into account. We're going to talk about the stats here, right? Again, Moke being one of the chargers here for Chun-Li, I think this is a really big indication of confidence for John Takeuchi to step up.
Yeah, we're still developing the character. We're still finding different styles, things like that. And you know, the way that John has been playing, it's going to switch my mind on a lot of matchups in general and how he approaches. So we'll see what happens. He does say that I bet he didn't see Rashid as the anchor game. I'll make him regret coming as an anchor. And remember, last week, I believe, the last time John Takeuchi was up, one of the opponents said, I'm going to make him quit playing this character. Well, he's still here. He still believes in Rashid. Goichi, though, says we really are at a dead end right now, but I'm really excited for this game. He understands what's on the line. He understands that there's a lacking amount of points so far. Can only get 25 right now maximum, which is not a lot considering where they're at. Better than Shinobism Gaming, but definitely in contention to be put down.
Truly, it's a possibility. It's one of the biggest things that we look forward to, whether or not the tiebreaker actually happens and if they can actually succeed in getting those extra 5 points. CYCLOPS absolutely needs it way more than DetonatioN FocusMe does, right? In terms of trying to make it into the playoffs. But it all also falls down to whether or not GyoGun succeeds in their matchup. But that's a whole different discussion for literally a later time after this match. It's going to be sick. But in order to stay fine, DetonatioN FocusMe currently at 180 points. What, Seoul only managed to secure like a couple of points to their name because of Higuchi. There's a potential here for Detonation to play for a better position because of seeding, right? They are, what, 10 points away. They need 20 points to make it over. Actually, they technically do make it over Saishunkan Kumamoto. So no matter what happens here, they will already have the better preferable seeding in second place for going into playoffs.
Ooh, okay. Still, you want to put that dominance on the deck, though, regardless of what happens. You want to showcase how strong you are out here, and obviously put your best foot forward. That's what's going to happen this final match. Takeuchi, Goichi, I definitely want to see the evolution of this matchup and write down some notes on my side of thing when I want to play Rashid off the side. But I think Rashid's one of those characters that has gotten stronger and stronger as people develop the meta, develop the mix, develop the understanding of how to play the neutral. Like with this character, like his neutral's so different than 5. You had better buttons with stand fears, crouch fears, whipping for days, but no longer. But John Takeuchi is acclimated. Can he fight Goichi, who is a wall, an iron wall of defense? Look at that, calling out the fireball, as we mentioned, Hazachu cutting through.
You see the movement coming in from John. Bites him in the end as Goichi checks him immediately with the light barrage first. A safe jump as well. A little bit of a delay. The crouch medium punch could have been everything to get started for Goichi, or at least to finish, I should say. Now it's John Takeuchi, a little bit of a delay, a stutter step, if you will, and the jab rebuttal coming in from Goichi. He's on the defensive end, and John Takeuchi tries to track him down, but it's a barrage of counterpokes in Chun-Li's favor. Chun-Li playing exactly how she should be, annoying, and also placing normals in spots where you think you're able to walk up. Very, very smart.
Mention him, man. Stand, light punch, swift thrust, the command normal, all doing damage. Stop sign buttons. Lead into so much too as well. If you're ready and steady, he's ready to convert. Crouch medium kick, drive rush right after it. Jump fierce, double dashes in. Caught the back rise with the crouch fierce for that meaty. This character can get real nasty. Perfect pair against the fireballs. Not trying to let John Takeuchi get in it again. Wallsy with these buttons.
Bam, forward throw. Oh.
He's looking for something with that same heavy kick. Love to have a punish counter, but
he is swinging.
Goichi's not giving it to him.
Oh. Set him up. Level 2. No, he's just going to go for the corner carry. I like that. Saving the level 2 for a rainy day just in case. Close to level 3 as well. Oh! This is the perfect time to have it as well. The threat of the invisibility is there.
Oh no, you know that was an anti-air. You know that was a heavy mixer. Takeuchi, every Rashid player around the world felt that in their body. Unfortunately, as we talked about before, anti-airs for this character are not so good. So from the skies, Goichi lands the first victory.
I hate it so much, Sincola. I hate that feeling so much. It hurts me. It really does to see that to other people. Oh. Look at the corner carry on that bad boy. Oh, give it to him. Again, one of the very few characters that can counter the throws very, very well. Oh, and the side switch, you already know it. Goichi, so much damage on the table with the side switch and the corner carry. It's looking very, very good for your boy.
Takeuchi has not been able to get going. Without the fireball to really establish neutral like your normals, you see right here, Goichi just stands outside that distance, finds a whip punish, and puts pressure on him. And without that fireball to establish what you like to do, you might be through the overhead, blessing the dome. Up a game and around, Goichi, a little bit too strong right now.
Yeah, the frame kill, the auto frame kill, really two crouching medium punches has Goichi baited, but no, he's still gonna do it again. No, respect, I like that. Ooh, the tail end of it, that was a punish counter as well. He got a throw, I don't even know how he punish countered that. Ooh, stop. Damn.
Back in business, okay. Takeuchi forcing his way in. Again, let's get that momentum though on the other side of things for Rashid. It's hard to say poor Rashid because once he gets that momentum going and flowing, he is so hard to stop. We haven't even seen the Yasar, the level 2, the win condition to really put Goichi on the back foot. Hasn't really had a chance. He's that knockdown or good distance. Drive rush, stopped and stuff. OD, spinning bird kick, and the legs. Level 3 sent out to put themselves back in the green and put Takeuchi in a bad sort of way.
Oh! Immediate stoppage, and yes sir, the perfect KO. Goichi solidifying another game to his name. I'm telling you, man, the tiebreaker might come to fruition. It might just happen. Can Goichi clutch it out? We're going back to the character select screen. John Takeuchi not looking as comfortable as we thought.
We talked about it, it's hard. Like, what do you do against this character that has better normals, better buttons, her walk speed can keep up with you? She has a way to go against the fireballs, as we see with the Hazanshu, which just easily cuts through, and it feels like it's difficult to establish that pressure that you like to have, those knockdowns. Like, you're really hunting for like a counter hit in the Eagle Spike, or you're hunting for like a Cyclone mix, or anything like in terms of corner carry also. It's just not happening. He's going for trades for both the ball, like with forward medium punch, as well drive rush, but it's not consistent enough, and it's not enough to put Goichi on the back foot. We haven't really seen that defense be tested. It's been all offense from Goichi, and he's been fantastic with it as well. I don't know what you do if you're John Takeuchi. I'm not going to lie. This is looking a little dire.
Yeah, 2 games down. Can't really check the movement from Goichi. He's been so sporadic. Actually, very tough to call in regards to his counter-poking game. His counter-poking game, his movement overall, it helps that the character is able to do that so effectively, right? I think that's the perfect type of style for Goichi, having such immaculate defense. It just blends so well. It just meshes so well with the type of playstyle he likes. And that, I think, right now is John's biggest weakness. As good as the mix-ups are, I think, you know, the big problem is landing that initial hit, right? Landing that initial knockdown. Like, what do you do afterwards? Then you have to stop a madman who's willing to throw out OD 10 choke kicks back to back. Good luck, brother. Best of luck to you. I wish you the best.
He's put through the worst right now. This is game point Goichi. Looking real difficult. As you mentioned, establishing that pressure is going to be hard. And I got to wonder, what's the name of the game? Forward medium punch was kind of working out. Forward heavy kick didn't, because you see Goichi also backing up outside the distance where he thinks he's going to drive rush, do a button, or even just do a button just in general, understanding. We haven't really seen the fireball game come through from the side of Goichi also. There's still other elements that haven't come up to play just yet because Goichi has been so dominant. So we'll have to see what is going to happen here as we go back to the character select screen again or restart something. But either way, I'm curious to see what Rashid's going to be offering to the table. We talked about those normals. the neutral being so different and a little bit more stubby. You know, I don't want to say that it's bad. It's just stubbier compared to characters that have that longer range, where that's where it becomes a problem. Obviously, if you get those hits, it leads into good things, but it is stubbier than other characters or what he had previously. You know, you don't have that stand fierce you had before. You don't have that crouch fierce. You don't have the crush counter system to really get the most off these situations. You have punish counter, it's good, but to land it is a little bit harder in this game. So maybe Takeuchi has to walk him down a little bit more, but even that is a difficult ask from the side of Goichi, who is he's smashing, swift thrust, and light punch, and getting counter hit and converting.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem right now. Again, we talked about it, just trying to track down that single hit for that momentum. And Goichi's doing a great job, and he's also feeling himself. You can see, obviously, he's feeling pretty dang good about himself right now, which is kind of dangerous, right? I feel like overall he's been very confident as of late. We'll see again if that's going to be the same issue that plagues Takeuchi's strategy. Can he land the first hit or not? We're going to find out very much so real soon. Again, just in case you missed it, Goichi's up 2 games versus Takeuchi, taking a little bit of a pause here as Takeuchi is conversing with his teammates. Might be going through a slight technical difficulty as well, who knows. But the fact is, we're still trying to figure out what Takeuchi could do to make this rebuttal happen. I just think overall it's hard to keep Goichi standing still. This guy plays everything under the sun and almost in the same way through and through.
As you pointed out, it's been such a good idea to run the Chun-Li, having that Walsy style. That defense and the offense is so good for her because of those counter hit conversions. It just lends it well to his style. And, you know, we also saw those jump-ins not happening. You know, anti-airs right there. That's just the problem that Rashid has. You're going to have to back up and run that heavy mixer when you can, because otherwise you have to go for the perfect parry. That's been like the JB way. Perfect parry on the jump-ins. If you can't find the anti-air, we'll see what happens if you find an answer in the neutral. More audacious with the fireballs, finds a shimmy, the finesse of West with that stand fierce. Puts him in the corner.
There's the spinning mixer that faulted him last time. Ooh, ready for it. Bang! Just counter. Sit him down. Cyclone. Oof, done.
Too preemptive with that button. Jump fierce. Walk back, got hit with the counter hit. Should lead him to victory. Stand fierce had an eagle spike just in case. Takeuchi finally getting better, keeping it nice and compact. CQC, you see, close range with this character, then gets to work. Oh, here we go. Punish counter, knockdown, medium mixer, drive rush. No, level 2 already.
Oh. The trades heavily favoring Takeuchi. Enhanced mixer as well. Sorry, enhanced cyclone. Dissipated. Didn't really get to make the most of it. It's fine.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Does not get the follow-up. Heavy mixer back up in the corner. Finds the overhead. You're dead. And Takeuchi needed this so bad. More than just obviously getting that momentum. And obviously, Goichi about to get that victory, but just that momentum that he wanted, finding that game plan, getting in, and finally we see the level 2. Finally we see the Yasar, and even though he didn't get a lot off of it, it's the corner put. It's rare to have a bad Yasar. Oh no. OD Hazanchu cutting through. The follow-ups that you get off of that are nasty, making you second guess the fireballs.
Every time. That's what Chun-Li's need to do. Force you to second guess the fireball. That's a huge poke coming in from Takeuchi off of the crouch jab. It was looking kind of oh man, I spoke too soon. You're moving too much, young man.
Seen that trick a little bit too often. It's great when it works, that jump medium kick, the side switch, but Goichi known for that defense, now into offense, and now about to pull himself close to that victory. Level 1 will get it done. On set point is Goichi. He's just not getting caught by anything now. Got hit with a few counter hits here and there, but the mix is not enough, not potent enough.
Neither is the approach, man. A couple of whiffs from Takeuchi, goes severely punished. A couple of missteps on his jabs and his times. Goichi takes advantage of that as well. Oh. On the other side, unfortunate. That rebuttal was pretty expensive for Goichi.
Man, that mouse gets at level 2. And that pressure, no! Did he autopilot a little bit? Just gonna dial it out? He's gonna take that one. Give it to him.
1000% he's gonna take that. Not too bad again. Match point here for Goichi. Could have got a big whip punish off of that, but now it's John Takeuchi who starts things off again. We talked about getting that first hit. Does get a couple of them afterwards. Oh, the big shimmy. Out of the way. Heavy mixer.
Back to CSR. Attack, though does not connect. He's still caught in the corner. Throwing all this pressure off the low OD. It's been the second part. Should be able to finish it. Heavy mixer for the perfect KO. John Takeuchi. I got something stronger for you. Looking like a bartender out here. It's clear he's found a better answer when it comes to these round start situations. You see him waiting for Goichi to approach, do that forward medium punch or drive rush forward medium punch to open him up, and then go to town. Even the best defense will break down in these long sets. You can't guess right forever. And against someone like the Trickster that he's known for, it's in his name. All right, John Takeuchi, he's gonna have something nasty for you up in the corner. He's gonna be able to maximize that Yasar even more so as the set goes on, as he gets more confident too.
This is the kind of confidence I like to see from John Takeuchi. This is the kind of strategy I want to see develop even further with this character. I want to see him implement more of the mixes against the character, especially off of Isar. But more importantly, I want him to be sharper on the approach, which he's done just that. He's a little bit rocky in that first round, but that's what woke him up, right? He wasn't going to drive rush and whiff anything. He did a drive rush and whiffed, what, the forward roundhouse or whatever that special normal was. And didn't fall for that any other time. He made sure that his spacing was tight. He made sure that his normals were right, and everything else just came to play. It just fit right in. So that was really great adaptation thus far from John Takeuchi. You can hear Goichi in his feelings a little bit. No, that's not true. He's actually just having a dialogue with his teammates Kazunoko, Dogura, Fenrich as well. Taking his time.
Like what you mentioned that he's looking out for that forward heavy kick, which is like such a good entry point after drive rush. Like looking for drive rush buttons, like was Goichi, and then now Takeuchi's like, I'll walk forward more. Maybe I won't drive rush unless I'm at like a certain range where it's hard for you to react, and I'll come through with a different button. Forward medium punch has been a big party starter for him, and better use of that bar. And the more offense he gets, the more he is like a battery. The more he fills up that bar at the bottom, the more you're going to see that Yasar maybe once, maybe twice, depending on. We'll see. Final game between the two, that tiebreaker.
Already off to a fantastic start is John Takeuchi. Oh, the counter poke is there as well. But not gonna lead to much. Oh, I love that trade-off with the Cyclone. Again, it's so hard to contest, especially even with Tencho kicks, actually.
It is. I would like Goichi to like get closer, try to go for another jump in. I know it's hard to approach the fireballs will definitely help out. It's another element you could do. It'd be harder for him to react with the anti-air. But ground game so far just fine for him as he drive rushes in and gets a grip with a throw. Look at that meaty fireball. No, you can't take the skies. It's easy to counterplay.
Slaps away, gets the side switch. Good read on the fireball. Not easy to predict something like that.
Just the perfect range to stand to for things like this. The heavy mixer.
Truly. Do it again.
Again.
Isar time. Oh, you're looking for burnout as well.
Does so with the stand heavy kick. Go for that chip out. He's also got the drive impact as well. But the stand meter kick, he tried to get a counter hit to trade and get himself out. It's going to be John Takeuchi on set point, routing it back and playing a lot more patient, a lot more of this walk forward pressure. I like this from John Takeuchi.
With a fat punish against John Takeuchi with the corner carry as well. Does get the throw. I think this is John Takeuchi's throwaway round. That's what it feels like right now. Goichi's going to back off just a little bit. it was more time for John Takeuchi to build up some of those resources, but no, sir. He tried to. Goichi sensed it out. Looking at the final round. Match point for both, but Goichi, one big explosive hit. It might just be it for John Takeuchi. Who knows? We'll see if it lands. That's one.
That bar at the bottom. Those level 2s for those safe jumps, and level 3s if need be. Gets a side switch. John Takeuchi trying to build that bar for that level 2 Yasar to equalize. Back throw. Why does he keep going for that option? Oh, no, trip guard punish.
He's baiting up the anti-airs. He's worked that out 2 times over, but that's going to be a big punish. They're actually going to be super dead soon. One more touch. Blocking the overhead. He goes for the fierce. He wants the Yasar setup. That makes sense. Overhead is blocked. There's the burnout. This could be John. If you can get it, that's huge. Oh, boy.
For the corner. Medium stand, medium kick. We're going to lead to the Super Rashid kick. If he gets a follow-up, Mixer. Goes for the mix. Finds a stand, fears the fist, the face, and put him in his place. The mix was too potent. It was too much. You better stay sober. John Takeuchi, he is the trickster. A 40 bomb. A 40 bomb. And I'm going to say it again. A 40 bomb from Team Detonation. You better focus on me. Damn. He's good. He's real good.
That boy good. Damn, you got the goggles on and everything. No, not like this. Not like this. Oh, no. He got clapped at the moment he wanted to press a button. The timing was so good from John Takeuchi to throw out the normal that he did to get the counter hit. And it left Goichi in shambles. It leaves Goichi in absolute shambles for the team right now.
That is a huge loss. This is what they did not want to happen at all. Maybe they weren't as in bad straits as Shinobism Gaming, but they are now, leaving with no points at all. And I felt like Goichi had all the answers at the beginning, but just that walk forward pressure, switching up the drive rush, man, he had meter. You can't say that for later.
He left the bar. He left the bar on the table twice off of big confirms. That's so, it's unimaginable. The first one, I get it. Like, you get the first hit off of the Hazanshu. You do whatever you want. It's fine. But what do you do after the second one? Like, what do you do to convert off of the second one, right? Like, I feel so distraught for him because like that could have been it. And then he went for the, it was off of one drive rush overhead that got perfect parry. And John Takeuchi didn't go for the back throw. No, he didn't go for the back throw for the corner. He was so smart. He did fierce punish counter into Eagle Spike to set up into Isar. Got a full sequence after that. And then just waited while in burnout. He waited him out while Goichi was in burnout. That's so scary. That was so scary. But John Takeuchi also, fortune goes to the bold, man. I think him throwing out the normal that he did at the last second to get that counter hit, that's a brave move, man. That could, if that whiffed, he definitely would have died.
That would have been level 2. We converted level 3 actually because he had the full stock of bar. But I like the way that John Takeuchi played. I mean, like, we mentioned this matchup, maybe not that good for Rashid. You saw it, but you see what Rashid can do no matter what matchup it is. The level 2, the mix, when he's up in the corner, putting you on the back foot. And I like the innate defense we see from John Takeuchi. That perfect parry was absolutely everything. That defense, he kept getting blown up with the overheads continuously. That perfect parry saved the day. And as you mentioned, leading into Oki. You see John Takeuchi leading to Oki continuously whenever he can, even if he gets these perfect parries instead of like back throw or positional advantage. He wants to get that knockdown to go to town with the Yasar. And that gameplay, along with being able to initiate better, allowed him to get the victory. Nauman says, he starts off the interview actually, we're too happy. We were able to do what we prepared for, and we had a great game overall. We didn't get to see Nauman play, but the whole team definitely did a lot of work to get a 40 bomb all the way through, especially Eason, who, no offense to him, when I saw the modern come up and how we were talking about Kazunoko understanding how that plays, even though he was pensive of fighting that dude, I thought it was going to be a wrap. I thought the way Kazunoko was going to just blow him up, dive kicks, hooligans to get in, all that stuff like that, the typical Kazunoko stuff, especially with that perfect sort of routing that he has right now. But Eason, with the time with the Gladius, the anti-airs, absolutely picture perfect, putting in burnout. And Fudo says, you know, I'm pretty happy about this win. I'm really, really happy about the team's overall win. 40 is definitely a thing to be cheering for.
Whew. And unexpected. Completely unexpected. That is, that skyrockets the team to first place currently. By the way,
Wow.
220 points to the team that was at the bottom of the barrel in the first half. The team that was struggling to even find the bus. That was DetonatioN FocusMe, but now all eyes are exactly on them. They're telling everybody right now to focus me right now. It's going to be very interesting going forward as FAV, again, they're down 5 points to these guys now. And you're going up against a school of fish. I think they might just be piranhas. They're actually mad hungry. We'll see how this plays off. Man, such big implications to this story now with FAV and GyoGun. Now that DetonatioN FocusMe pulled out the 40 bomb, this is unprecedented, yo.
We told y'all, hard to predict who's going to get that victory, everything in close contention, how things are going to wind down. Damn near impossible to call. So Eason says, I was waiting to play against Cammy. I was able to get what I hoped, so it was a nice game. Definitely prepared for that matchup as we saw that Gladius style of gameplay. Takeuchi says, it was a close game. In Street Fighter League, you either get 3 rounds straight or you don't. It was nice to win like this. Definitely sick to see that different sort of variety with his Rashid. That good innate defense with the perfect pairing. It's definitely a blue kind of day for him to get that win and stave off that impression that Goichi had. And honestly, looking at that match in the very first half of it, it was Goichi's game to win. It felt like Goichi had all the answers in stopping him, but that Various who had to keep up when they put something different on the deck. Man, going back to that 40 points is wild. We might be seeing FAV Gaming not be in Grand Finals. Remember, if you get in that first place spot, you advance right over the Grand Finals once regulation play is over. So it definitely matters in terms of how many points you get out here and how many points other people don't get too.
I'm actually kind of curious. What? Let me see. I'm kind of curious. I think Eason led the pack for the very first W in Street Fighter League, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. No, okay, maybe I'm tripping. I'd have to check it out. No, that's Japan Cup. I'm looking for all the rankings right now, but yeah, I'm kind of curious to see if maybe history repeats itself here. If Eason ends up taking a team to first place again. Very interesting. Either way, let's take a look at the stats. Obviously, Eason really happy about those 40 points, but looking at the stats here, 5 out of 11, the name of the game for throws. Yikes. But 0 for 8 from the side of John Takeuchi with Chun-Li. I totally understand that. Would you think maybe... how often did the drive impacts really come into play for John Takeuchi? I know 2 and 2, but like how much did it really affect him? I think the threat of that was so important after a burnout situation with Isar right in front of them, right? I think that's something that was like really notable in regards to like John Takeuchi's offense. Letting it rip to get the burnout and also threaten with the drive impact was so important.
Yeah, just the idea of it around it is a dangerous thing too as well. Also, his antis were really good, 3 out of 5, way more you could expect from the side of Rashid. But you saw him back up and find the heavy mixer continuously. There was actually 2 in the same second, so it was great to see him in that range to understand where heavy mixer is going to land. It's like right at the very tip, like right in front for heavy mixer. We have to back off and let that happen. I was hoping to see Goichi like approach and get close enough where it wasn't going to happen. But then again, the way my man John Takeuchi was walking in and with that confidence, it's kind of hard to say, yeah, just simply walk up against a dude doing drive rush, medium punch, or getting aggressive and wanting to keep it close range. And this was not a close game at all in terms of things that went down. Maybe, you know, in terms of what happened in the rounds, but bro, when it came to points though, 40-0. 40-0. DetonatioN leaving with 40. CYCLOPS, the new kids on the block, dropping with nothing to their name right now. Painful.
Yeah, a very emotional defeat. against Goichi as well. You hate to see it happen, man. You really do. But what you love to see is more of the collaborations happening with Street Fighter 6 with the big sponsorships and also the really, really cool products that come out of it as well. Now, I may not be able to enjoy this thoroughly, but I know friends that do. And one of them I'm staring right at them. Boom, right here. You can take a look. But overall, I'd imagine this is something that is really, really important for the lifespan of the game. You guys have been doing a phenomenal job of supporting it, obviously, but also spreading the word around of Street Fighter 6 has been so cool, right? Seeing it even more so like mainstream and modern social media, it's been such a sight for sore eyes, being a part of the old school as well, right? Just kind of seeing where it's all transcended. Now we're on, what, hair care products? It's amazing.
Kind of cool. You know, seeing also, I guess it was in Gameway or whatever, I saw Sherry had saw it in the airport being played. It's everywhere. And all this great merch, artwork, and everything promoting this game. It's definitely great to see this game just blow up as it has, and it's definitely well-deserved. Fun game, well-packaged fighting game, which we finally have. Great netcode to be able to play everybody around the world. It's been a really good sight just overall seeing how many tournaments have come through every single week, and they're always stacked too. Is beyond just the World Warriors, the regionals, and things like that, the finals, any of that stuff. Even the normal tournaments are great. If you would support these players that are out in these tournaments, at least the Street Fighter League tournaments, well, guess what? You can do so right now. Go to the Battle Hub, buy the buttons with some fighter coins, and you know, support the teams that you love. I'm gonna try to actually just pay all the money right now and just get all of them. I'm just gonna have to go ahead and get everything. I don't have the time to grind. World Tour mode is kind of kicking my butt right now, so I'm just gonna go buy these right now and support Good 8 Squad and FPV Gaming.
As you should. I mean, a lot of these buttons look really, really cool as well on the character itself. I'm just about to buy a Good 8 Squad one, actually. I was talking to Gachikun about it. I'm like, yeah, the first one I'm going to buy is Good 8 Squad because they've been so fun to watch and so fun to talk to overall, even on their streams. And it's just been so enjoyable to see another season of Street Fighter League pretty much on its final stretch for the season. As to whether or not there's another season announced, I mean, we pray to the gods that it happens. Pray to the lords over at Capcom to see whether or not it happens. But this is such an excellent time to be a fan, man. We get to really see how much of the Japanese talent gets to shine and how much they adapt to the meta, how much they create the meta, and how many people it's brought along the way, too. I think that's one of the most important things. Obviously, we see a lot of these fan caravans that happen with Good 8 Squad, CYCLOPS, Shinobism, as well as Hiroshima Team Ikuza. A lot of the times, they have some of these like little camps that allow people to root on for their favorite team. And also one of the biggest developments that I never saw coming. One, I don't know a thing about VTubers. I didn't know that was going to be a thing. Two, I'm glad they're here and I'm glad they're collaborating with Street Fighter 6. It's been such a great and eye-opening experience. Also, I get to talk to a lot of Capcom about this kind of stuff as well in terms of the planning, at least from the American side. Hopefully, we can get something like that on the American side. But overall, seeing it flourish so well in Japan, I think that's amazing, because if you see the numbers, right, you see the viewership, it skyrockets with some of these really talented VTubers, along with some of the pros. Kazunoko is going to be the leader of Team A. Obviously, Fudo, he's going to be the captain of Team B. Then, of course, for Team C, it's going to be Haitani. What a legendary roster to teach people how to play Street Fighter, right? That's going to be really, really interesting. Obviously, Daigo is going to be the one part of Team D for Daigo, right? I almost forgot. You almost got me there, Slide. You almost got me there. But fact of the matter is, it's so innovative and it's so refreshing to see this type of outlook on our game, right? Our fighting game community, right? We've expanded our reach. And it feels amazing.
Feels great to be able to have this reach to other areas of gaming and just people outside of gaming too as well, enjoying this. So make sure y'all catch this action. I hope that, as you said, we get this over in the US. We have a lot of YouTubers. Aru was also with Jam doing the beginners tournament or the new challengers tournament. So that's already a slight introduction, but we hope we get more of that. Maybe we can get some VTuber models on here as well. Yo, Capcom. Also, can we get the models of these ASAP? I know this is coming out in December 1st, but I need them right now. I need that DJ. Actually, I just need all of them. This is the first time I've seen a costume pack, no cap, that I have loved every single one of these, even the Blanca-chan. You know, I actually like the fact that it's, bro, it looks to actual form instead of just being a little bit too big. So it's not bad. It's not bad. Good stuff to Capcom for making some really good costumes, and I'm ready for them. Bring them out now.
Yeah, I've said the same thing on Twitter. I think every one of these outfits, you know what's funny, like, so I didn't play a lot of Luke in 5, right? I was actually very intimidated in 5. But you shouldn't be intimidated with Luke now because it's 34% off, currently on sale. You got to take advantage of these sweet, sweet, sweet Black Friday deals with everything going on with Capcom, especially Street Fighter 6. Now is the perfect time to pick up the game and play against the likes of Sincola, play against the likes of myself, and everybody in the Twitterverse as well. Everybody's been playing this game for very good reason. I've actually been on a kick as of late. I've been playing a lot more for like 6 to 8 hours a day, just going through like different matchups and different, all with Luke obviously, but also I'm starting to learn like Dalsum and whatnot. It's just been so addicting to play. It's been taking up so much of my time. I know I said dirty Dalsum, I get it, man. Like, you know, I'm a dirty Dalsum main eventually, but you know, in due time, I want to be like Zaffarino, man. That guy's cool. But anyways, you know what's really cool? We're coming down to our final match for the day. It's going to be FAV Gaming versus GyoGun. There's so much on the line here for so many teams. I say that now, I will explain later. In the meantime, what you need to do, hit that subscribe button. Make sure the notifications are on. You don't want to miss an inch, any game of Street Fighter 6 coming your way these next couple of weeks. In the meantime, we'll see you on the other side of this break. Grab some snacks, grab a drink. We'll see you for the final game here for week number 9. We'll see you real soon.
もうたくさんすでにいただいていると思うんですが、チャット数含めて番組の拡散に大きな力になりますので、ぜひ積極的にこのいいねボタンね、ポチッとちょっと押すっしょでいただければと思います。よろしくお願いします。
じゃんじゃん押してくださいね。はい。
そしてね、X での選手の応援コメントや番組の感想などもたくさんご投稿いただけると嬉しいです。そしてカプコン e スポーツ公式 SNS ではリーグの最新情報をお届けしております。こちら再びになりますが、ハッシュタグ SF リーグをつけてチームや選手たちに試合の感想や応援コメントをつぶやいてください。よろしくお願いいたします。
お願いします。
さあこの後は試合準備のため休憩を取らせていただきます。21時25分、9時25分からは第9節最後のマッチ、魚群対ファブゲーミング、こちらの模様をお届けしてまいります。それでは一旦失礼いたします。
直に見るのは初めてだ。これは夢か幻か。
ご覧なさい、私のステージマジアンドゥワン忍者スター参上新流で
血が騒ぐね。味見しちゃおうかな。
戦いの時が来たな。こっち来て
始めましょうか。休まれてはいかがですか。楽しんでください。
私の出番だね。任務を遂行する。やる気はあるのか。
よし行こう。動きが悪いぞ。拳でいいよこの筋肉も。物足りんな。俺はどうだ。俺強いぞ。ヨーガの導きのまま。どうした。
クンフーの力を見せるわよ。
キーぶつけてやるわ。ぶつかってこんかい。この守りを崩せるか。ルルズアンお任せな。どうだよ来いよ。
We're back with the final match of the night, FAT Gaming versus GyoGun. Let's see who gets it done. The standings have been shaken up, have been stirred up. We'll see if they stay solid. First off, the school that swims upstream, GyoGun with the Prince of Rapids, Mizuha with that super scan, Mikami, always aggressive with that character. Next up is going to be the hero Sunrise himself. Really great with that Chun-Li play, all legs no thighs. It is Moke. Right after that, it's going to be Mr. Optimal Macho with that fantastic pin. And last but not least, the one we all pray to, the 2D god himself, Mago on that jury. It's definitely been the right pick for him. He's getting a lot of wins with that character. This team, super stacked, but needs as many points as possible because things are looking a little bit different in the standings.
They have to score at least a single W against the team that has been stacked and dominant for so long. It is FAV Gaming with the judge, jury, and executioner. It is Bonchan, with Power Father on his side, but also one of the big geniuses of the fighting game community is the scout, Toito. Always got his eyes on you with the eyes of desperation. Ruse coming in with ever impressive character Marisa. Then, of course, it is the uncle of Japan, the strongest spear, Saishunkan. He won't be showing up today, feeling a little bit under the weather. We do wish him the best at a speedy recovery. However, it's the other three that are going to be taking control. So now you know who it's going to be, at least for the home squad, that's going to be throwing in their wrenches to the gears of GyoGun. Or I guess the nets towards the fishes swimming upstream. It's fish, right? Fishes is not plural. I don't know English. It's just fish. My bad. But either way, GyoGun, we talked about the implications, right? And how important this is. If GyoGun happens to score at least a single W in any of their team battles, it takes away the possibility of Shinobism moving up the ranks, moving up past the borderline. If they win a single W, they are absolutely cooked. Actually, no, they're actually already done, right? My mistake. Yeah, Shinobism Gaming, they might just be done. All things considered, yeah. My mistake. Yeah, Shinobism Gaming, they're no longer in the running. My condolences, actually.
But just to put the nail in the coffin, one more would definitely be what they're working for. But either way, they want to get as many points as possible for their own self. It's going to be difficult, though. FPV Gaming has been, or was at least, the most dominant team until today. We'll see how the points fall out. We're starting off with Ruse against Macho. Man, I think despite the fact that Ken players don't like this matchup, he has so many things that are so good against JP. Maybe not in longer sets, but in the first two, the OD fireballs are really good. You can keep mid-range. You've got Dragon Lash too as well to get to the fireballs. You've got that good corner pressure and the fireballs up in the corner that are really good. Maybe normals going toe-to-toe aren't always the best, but Ken can do Ken things and put even the likes of JP on the back foot. And I've seen toe tap also as an option to stop departure sometimes. Maybe not as consistently as you'd see from like Marisa, but it is an option. Either way, even though this matchup may not be the best for Ken all the time, I don't think it's that bad. Angry Bird has maybe had some differentiating opinions, but as we've seen out here, Ken players are working really well against the JP players.
Yeah, one of the biggest metas, or one of the biggest techs against the meta that I've seen thus far is spaced out correctly fireballs, like meaty fireballs against JP to the point where you're even still plus. I think that is a really, really big difference in what JP can or cannot do in the corner in this matchup. Once a player has that down pat, we actually saw that last week on stream. But so long as a player has that down pat, and realistically speaking, with Japan, they more than likely have that down. It's going to be tough, really, in the corner, right? I think that really limits a lot of the options that JP can utilize without OD OD amnesia in the corner, right? So we'll see. I think this is obviously going to be a good look no matter what. Putting someone like Macho up against someone like, putting someone like, I guess Ruse to figure out what needs to be done against Macho. I think him kind of trying to evolve and push the envelope further and figure out his game strategy is going to be ever so important now.
Yeah, we talked about him being a really good well-rounder lately and hitting a lot of points for his team. In fact, he is 5 for 6 in terms of wins and games played. Previously, it was like 2 to 6, so he's definitely shot up in understanding this character, understanding the meta. We've seen him have a lot of his points filled out in every single area where you can see Nemo being like really aggressive playing that one-player game, but faltering on defense. Ruse really doesn't do that. I feel like Ruse really has a good handle on when to run offense and defense, what to do up and wake up, considering the option that you do have with the character and making other people consider what he is doing on wake up. Let me see Macho's stats. They're pretty clean this season. 3 out of 4, where previously it was 3 out of 7 in terms of games won and games played. So he's doing really good. Did he play any JP players? He did. He played against Fenrich and won that. That was the one you were talking about, where he used a lot of that OD fireball and close range fireballs and got those counter hits and then got in and got super aggressive. But this is a different sort of JP player that's going to be a little bit more well-rounded, maybe not committing to departure so often, maybe different wake-up options, maybe more drive rush, medium kick after it's a knockdown, instead of always going for departure after getting that knockdown situation. So you have to be careful of all the different looks that Ruse is going to present.
And if there's anyone who's really studious about it or notices any sort of pattern shifting, one man that's been very optimal, obviously it's in his name, one man who's adapted to all of that in the meta and figured out what to implement into strategies, that's Macho, right? He's been the one to kind of integrate a lot of these big technological discoveries in certain matchups and also figure it out himself and put it on the map. I think this is going to be very important, whereas Ruse, I feel like he's got some really interesting looks. He's got some really good perspective, like bright-eyed perspective on how to play a certain character. I think overall his pacing is a lot different, a lot more different than other players, right? I think he doesn't necessarily resort to just kind of playing a lame game as much. He doesn't really resort to having to play like the spacious type of game. If he senses blood, he knows exactly how to go in. I think it's really impressive. I think a JP that knows how to rush down is, I think it's a diamond in the rough. I almost said a diamond dozen, but that's actually not even true. I think like there's not too many JPs out there outside of the corner that know how to rush somebody down and force that.
Yeah, continuously have that variance. You see them sometimes bust out, but like as a continuous thing. It reminds me of his Urian. Like obviously Urian was always an aggressive character. He's brought that kind of play style over to this character, and he's a little bit more momentum based. Whereas other JP players, I said Urian, other JP players are. They'll get that a little bit as the match goes on, but Ruse starts off strong continuously. I feel like he understands when to drive rush crouching, medium cut, medium kick, medium punch. He'll do stand fierce if need be every so often, but that momentum and that that kind of work is going to be different than what Macho has played previously. But you know, as you said, he is optimal. He is ready, prepared. Ruse said, "I've got a lot advice from him. He's a really good guy. I'm really excited for this match." He's talking about Macho. Macho did say, "Hey, Osaka, take care of yourself." Ruse, I haven't played him in this season, so I want to get my first win against him here. It starts right now. Counter hit conversion. Ends it with a DP. Drive rushing in to get that grip on that throw. Ruse's defense is sweet. Tested, and he's getting decked. Target combo and a DP ender again.
Oh. Way to thread the needle with that crouching medium kick. Gave him everything he needed to get started as well with that back throw. Despite being at the deficit, we talked about that. Man, that's so far away and still manages to get the cane swing. It's the very tail end of it, but that's not going to be enough. As Macho exposes down below, and in you go into the trash can. Round one going in favor of Macho. Pretty explosive towards the end of that, but we'll see what happens now. At the very beginning, the drive rush is there, exposes the walk back with the crouching low. Ruse being aggressive, but now it's Macho suppressing that aggression immediately with the jump back in the corner.
I'm not seeing somebody jump back fierce against this character when they drive rush in against the likes of JP. Crouch fierce, but it doesn't matter. Macho times it perfectly. Has him in burnout. There's a nap of a gap to run the amnesia with a perfect parry. Parries again, finds the anti right there. Mr. Off the wall, about to get the win. If you're not careful, finds the overhead. You're going to be dead either way. Damn, Macho Ball.
That was a kind of scary thing, too, with the overhead. Like, he had to bank on overhead hitting, but also, I think he was in chip territory, right? If he did overhead and it was blocked, he could cancel into level 3. I don't recall how much meter Ruse actually had. Potentially, he could have maybe level 1 if he had it. I wasn't quite sure if he had it or not. But that is a scary thought to think about, right? I think it's, if Ruse managed to, like, escape that option, gain some of his momentum back with, like, drive gauge and whatnot, that would have been a very interesting kind of story to tell, but Macho starting things off right. One game.
Optimal in terms of dealing with certain situations. You saw him avoid that drive rush overhead, that jump back fierce. That was fantastic. Most people freeze up in the corner, but I'm sure he's been that sequence continuously. He had taught Ruse some things, as he said previously. He's probably fought a million JPs, as we all have, and he understands what happens with him in the corner. He is used to it. He is numb to it. And he puts Ruse in the trash can for a little bit longer, but before he can be disposed of permanently, we'll have to see what Ruse has to say in this next match. Getting aggressive maybe doesn't always work against the likes of Macho. He's willing to play in that close range gameplay. We saw Ruse also faltering to the target combo. He'll see the jab into the target combo, and for whatever reason, after that second one, either holds up or back dashes or something and gets hit. You see the counter continuously. Not sure what he's looking for. He's getting hit, and that's led to the corner carry into losing a lot of your health.
Yeah, we talked about Ruse being able to kind of push that aggression towards a player mid-screen and find his way into the corner more often than not. But now we have to see a different approach because Macho has already been keen to that. You talked about it just now. There's been multiple instances where Macho had jumped back in the corner in anticipation for like a departure, a drive rush, etc. Any sort of forward movement Macho was ready for. He's looking like a shade of Goichi, just with a more aggressive character, which is kind of funny. But with that in mind, again, I think Ken, not really big. Okay, well, I'm not going to say not really big. You don't see him play the counter poke game as often, right? Throwing out standing fierces over and over again, you're not going to count that as a counter poke game. Same as like throwing low medium kicks, like even with roundhouse, right? Standing roundhouse has a lot of recovery to it, right? That's a lot of risk reward in regards to that. You don't necessarily throw it as a counter poke, but like even something like a crouching medium punch is fine as a counter poke. Standing light kick is a great counter poke tool as well. None of the heavier normals, but yeah, you don't necessarily see Ken playing the counter poking role. Right, so it's interesting to see Macho kind of like figure out the strategy against Ruse and implement it here.
That's a really good point. To be able to have this sort of counter poke play that's so different than maybe Ruse's used to, finds a pickup though. That departure, good conversion, has a call up in the corner. The ODDP has another way to play in the corner. Another escape option, perfect parry on the dash up, crouching unit kick. He's a little bit too antsy. He's ready to push him in the corner. And this scale damage doesn't matter. He's looking to kill that gauge. Oh, counter hit jab again. Departure not working out in the corner.
Oofta. Big punish counter roundhouse. OD fireball making him check twice about it. Trying to sandwich him in. No, sir. He's not trying to be the meat of that sandwich. And that's not a counter poke, that's just raw aggression. Drive rush forward into the fierce. It's like he's magnetized to the face.
Guiding his way in. The walk-up throw. His counter poke play along with his aggression has been hard for Ruse to stop. Will you get the stand heavy kick? Of course, the activation off the target combo situation. Drive reversal immediately. Macho's defense is wild, even up in the corner, mid-screen, doesn't matter where it's at.
Has to conserve the rest of this gauge unless he lands a secure hit. Oh, speaking of secure hits, it's Ruse. He's not going to show up with another departure. He's going to be the one right in front of him. I don't like that. The counter poke is there, and I like the placement of the departures have been so good, I should say. So well placed. There we go. English is hard today. Ooh. Again. Everything for Ruse.
Fantastic button disjointed, as many crouching mini punches are, but he's gained so much and he'll do so round start. It's stuffing and stopping drive rush. It's converting into these big corner pushes where Macho has to work against the miasma. The maze of miasma. Archer, yeah, it's out and about. Stand heavy kick, drive rushes in. This sequence reset level 2. He's blocking. Drive reversal, he's not dropping just yet. Macho with some bar. Trying to go for that trade, doesn't matter. He still finds a side sweep off the backboard. Is Macho. Pierce, he's lost so much health. Losing drive gauge too. It's like, do something, I dare you. The buffer gone right now.
Oh, burnout. Doesn't matter. Oh, it might matter. There's a lot of damage. You even see Ruse taking a huge sigh. He's taking a huge breath, actually. Sit down and shut up. Oh, counter hit.
Tries to strike back.
Do it again.
Where's the other one? Oh, with the 4th frame. Saves the day. Oh, damn. Imagine, though, he went for the super and it got a neutral jump. He would have died for it. But you saw him trying to counter hit, take the trade as much as possible. There's going to be chip, no dip either way. No matter what the play was. All even out right now. Macho Ruse.
Oh, he thought he caught the low. He did initially, but the rest of the confirm wasn't going to reach. Ah, just a little bit too shy off the mark, or maybe too early. A little rough shot for Macho.
These fake outs now against that drive rush, against the parries that we've seen. What's out of Ruse to route things back. Does find the inside right there. OD departure. Will still get the pierce. It was on bait the entire time. Expensive, but still has him caught up in the corner. These expensive parries are not working out for Macho. He's wasting gauge. One of the things that, this character can do is waste that gauge, finds a stand heavy kick, but we flip out, find the Tatsu right after that crouching medium kick. Neutral jump, nothing there. Gets the throw. He was aware of the parry. One low. There's the OD. It's still going to be chip, no dip. You got to wake up with something nasty. But the level 2, it may not even matter.
Oh,
the gas that goes split through the most up in the corner. Yeah, it's going to be chip. Oh, it's over. Unless, but the fireball, he falls to the fireball from downtown. He's on fire. Macho.
Oh, this is explosive. This just might be it. Macho with all the momentum with level 3 as well. Forward throw punish counter. You're stuck in place, baby. In the corner, do it again. Watch out for the OD. He's not going to do it. He's fishing for it as well, but Macho, one more sequence. He could actually take down Ruse if he calls it right. Another throw. Let me see that overhead perhaps. Here comes the OD. What's the defense like?
The trade! X still alive. Oh, that was really good. At least he'll take some of the health off the table. But this allows Ruse to stay alive for a little bit longer. The trade, again, he's falling, he's fireball. No anti right there. Oh, drive reversal. He's going to go for it again. No, this time he blocks it out. He gets open up low, the level 2, giving Ruse more time to shine as he pushes Macho to the corner. Wake up, OD fireball. He tries to go for the trade, the toe tap. Threw over the heavy kick. The low, though, the crouching immediate kick from Macho in these scramble situations stays solid. And this time, Macho taking it. Oh my lord, what a match. Oh my god, the stress these players must feel. I'm stressed just commentating it.
As GyoGun progresses in the rankings, we bid farewell to Shinobism Gaming for certain. They have now broken the tie officially. And it's going to be in favor of GyoGun going moving forward now. All they got to do is advance even further. I don't know if they're going to be I don't know if they're going to be out of reach just yet from CYCLOPS, because CYCLOPS, they scored 0 points at 140. Now they're at School of Fish is 175 with GyoGun. If GyoGun gets another win in any spot, or even what? Yeah, actually, no, they need a W. They need a W in a spot outside of sudden death, right? They need another 10, or they need the 20, right? This is huge. This is actually pretty huge here. We'll see. We'll see if they can do it. Take a look at the stats. 0-9 from the side of FAV Gaming's own Ruse. It's totally understandable. Getting thrown by Ken, it leads to that much more in his favor, but a lot of sturdiness coming from the side of Macho, right? The anti-airs were there. The big focus on the OD reversals, which is pretty big. Not being able to take a lot of throws, obviously only one there. Not a lot of the drive impact department either. Not too bad. I think Macho, again, kept it real sturdy against Ruse, where the stats didn't really need to be told, but looking at it again, that last round, it could have, that last sequence of rounds could have gone either way, but now, it's going to be Mago, who we sending up, Jury versus who? I'm going to say Bonchan.
Yeah, on paper I like Bonchan, and I think Toito can, if he can find his Toito way, he could take the anchor position. So yeah, I think Bonchan would be perfect for this. Make sure you get somebody. Oh, Toito instead. Ooh,
I respect that. I respect that a lot.
Either would have been good, but I do like I would like Toito to see him like how he's operating lately in the anchor position. But either way, Ken against Jury gonna be fantastic. I know Nephew said that it's more 5-5 these days. I still feel like Ken has so much against that character that you have to play so much on the back foot that you can't play comfortably as Jury. But the way that the Mago's been operating lately, I feel like matchups don't matter. It's November Mago. He's definitely deadly. And these two have had that rivalry for a long time. We don't even see the headbands that we saw last season when they had the headbands talking to each other. I'm surprised that it's not on their faces, but let's see what Mago is saying. I'm sure he's got some smack talk to Toito with.
相手孫選手に出るような形でしたが、自信のほどはいかがでしょう。
まあね、彼もいろいろあってジュリというキャラクターに落ち着いたみたいなんですけど、まあそんなキャラクター
they have not played before. Not yet in this season, at least.
この10ポイントを
we knew.
パブに持って帰らせてもらいます。
Yeah. I wanted to see a little bit of the sarcasm coming from Toito, but it looked like nothing but business going into his pre-game interview. I might be wrong on that, but obviously Mago, he talked about it earlier. I wish the best to Sako, and I'm confident in playing against Ken. A lot of concern coming in for Sakonoko. Again, he's feeling under the weather right now. We do hope for a speedy and safe recovery for him. A lot of seriousness coming from Mago, so it's got to be something pretty significant, right? Mago kept it clean, kept it short and clean. Confident in playing against Ken. He'll do his best for the win. Toito obviously said his piece as well as we get the translation going. But taking a look at the stats, what do we got for Toito?
Ooh, things are looking a little shaky in that second stage here. You know, I feel like he's gotten much more unlocked. It feels like it's about even right here. Toito, we mentioned previously, hasn't really found his way with this character all the way, which is wild to say because he got, you know, in that regional finals. He's been doing good out here, relatively considering other players have not been up to that stature. And it feels like his game plan isn't always locked in. Now, Mago only recently, it feels like in the second stage, has gotten better and better. As you see, we see the 2 wins where they're really dominant against the likes of, I believe it was, who was the DJ player? Oh, it was Fudo. It was Fudo that he got the win against. Yeah. And then I feel like he's kind of gotten back into his form with the jury, which is a character we didn't really expect him to do well with. We grind out that character, put his own staple and sauce with the character. But both these players are still trying to figure out how to play Street Fighter 6 at the highest level with their own style and be comfortable. Toito, I think, a little bit more so right now than the Mago. But consider the stats, even with that being said, Toito has fun enough for victory out here. But as things get harder and harder, people grind out a lot more and more. It's going to get even harder and harder for Toito to find his way, to find his victory. Still, both teams at these top spots. Toito did say apparently he found Jury as his character. He's talking about Mago. But he says, my kin is better than his Jury. Oh, there's the smack talk. There we go. Yeah. Damn.
I was waiting for that. It was business on the top and party on the bottom is what it was for Toito. Had us in the first half, not gonna lie. All the memes going forward about halvesies. All right, so one of the biggest notable stats about Mago, obviously, we talked about it just now. He lost to Yamaguchi twice over against the DJ match. So going into it right now, he has to face against a different beast. Toito, on the other hand, again, not really a lot of records going up against any sort of juries as no one else really plays her other than Mago. So we'll see if that comes to fruition, if he says it really is better. Right now it's looking like the better character and the better player. Perfect parry, punish counter, attack on drive gates, and then the back throw. Very slick. Mago, I see you. Ugh, no! What was that?
Big drop. Oh, don't do that against Toito. Not good, even though he's in burnout. It's going to be real bad. Too far for the DP. Perfectly spaced up the space to jump in and bait out that DP. Great reaction. Might be even would have caught that crouch fierce too as well. So Toito understand the range is where to land. Timing is perfect for him.
Plays up for that throw, gets the big bait. Toito, all for that. Look at the damage. Overhead is speedy enough. You have more than enough damage to build a level 3, more than enough meter, I should say. Shippu, sorry, not Shippu. Shinryu Reppa, that's what it is. What a combination too. Shinryu Reppa. That's like the combination I only dreamed of in high school. We had Shoryu Reppa as a kid, we had Shinryu, Shinryuken, and now we get the combination of both.
Combination here from Toito, triple combos has been looking ridiculous. This offense too as well. He is making Mago not even have a slight smirk on his face. He will get that counter conversion right there against the drive rush, stopping and stuffing him from coming in. But the wake up back throw actually puts him back to mid-screen and back at business. Seeing out these fireballs. That's the problem. It's fireballs, you know, the Dragon Lash as well. The idea that makes it hard to stock up. Mago does have 3, but he hasn't let anything loose. We haven't seen any extensions from him. The ODP has waited and baited. Oh my God, easy bait oven. This is looking terrible. Toito rushes in and gets a punish counter to get the win on that throw. Damn, Toito. He's cooking Mago right now.
You know, I thought Thanksgiving was over. I thought the feast was ended. I thought we turned off all the appliances. I thought we were all in food coma mode. No. Toito's putting back the oven. He's turning it back on. The easy bait oven. The whole 9. They told you not to. Oh, listen, man. You can't do this to him. You can't do this to him. Not on this game. Oh, boy. Close to
the beast will feast, bro. Close to. The way Toito is playing, it damn well might as be one more hit to set this man free. It's the meaty fireball to make it fall. Meaty, no vegan options right there. And damn, Toito had all the options. Everything on the menu that we expect from a Ken player. Toito popping off, telling you, listen, dog, I told you my Ken is going to cook that jury. And definitely did so. 2 games and 4 rounds, very dominantly straight, besides Toito. He said it's time for second dinner.
They advised highly against deep frying turkeys, is what it was. He deep fried the hell out of that turkey. Are you kidding me? He caused a fire to the entire studio. Mago's lost his house. He lives in a box of cards right now. Mago can't even see straight. He's suffering from food coma as well. He got stuffed. I can't tell if he was the one that was fed or also the one like getting smoked and everything. Like he's the whole thing right now. He's looking like Thanksgiving dinner. It's awful. That feels bad.
Put a fork in him.
Yeah, put a fork in him. You're done, baby. Like the whole everything, every sort of euphemism regarding sports, regarding food, everything, brother. It's bad. It's all bad.
Looking for Toito though, yo, the stats don't even tell the story at all. At even a little bit. I mean, obviously he took a lot of throws, which did lead into his demise, but it's just the pressure, the stopping of the drive rush, the constant amount of dragon lash and stuff. Not allowed to take away if you're trying to learn how to fight Jury, because he had all the right reads, absolute perfection. He did do some really good things in terms of like baiting out like anti-airs in the right range, where he bait out pinwheel, he bait out crouch fierce. So I thought that was really cool as well, just showing that he understands the tendencies of Mago and where to land against the anti-airs, which is really super cool. I think that is also a really cool thing to point out, but also it was really cruel of this man to cook up Mago like that. Mago didn't even smirk a single second. I've never seen a match where Mago don't at least do a little bit of a smile, not even a single one. Oh my god.
Nope. The smile, his enthusiasm, gone. It's all gone. It's time to hang it up, man. After that, I don't even know what he was thinking about with that fireball afterwards too. Like he was trying to do what against the fireball? He just took it straight to the shin. I've heard of taking arrows to the knee. I know that meme's late, but that meme is really dead. But taking a fireball to the shins, dude, come on, man.
Not a good look. Not a good look.
No.
Oh man, it's not a good look right now here for GyoGun, considering how dominant Toito is and how dominant Bonchan has been throughout the league. He's going to be the last player for FAV Gaming. Obviously, he's going up. I think he is perfect to put in this position, no matter who he goes against. We saw last time he came up against Momochi, and previously we've seen him with this Luke. It has been, if there's something to like really put somebody into playing Luke, I feel like you should make them watch Bonchan and how he plays. Super aggressive, he walks forward with such dominance, man. If you want to play Luke, you want to like get someone to play Luke and play that character, say, oh, they're sauceless. You watch them play Bonchan and maybe no other prodigy. Also, those two cats will make you want to play that character.
Man, it's so. I still think about the tweets to this day. I know the everything that went on during World Warrior, man. Noah said you had to face off against the school janitors, bro. Like to make it into Capcom Cup. What a statement! This guy. Genius. All right, so all jokes aside, Bonchan, he's been playing very much so S-class. Let's see if he can put the S in front of Moke to turn him into smoke. Let's see if he has what it takes to bring the smoke and make it a big conversion of points to reclaim their top spot, right? We talked about what had happened earlier. They had been leapfrogged in the rankings, by the way, by Detonation FocusMe. Well, technically right now, FAV, they reclaim their spot back in first place with just a 5-point lead. Now the mission is to expand that lead into maybe like what, 30-10 perhaps?
Okay, that'd be too bad, but this is going to be a very difficult matchup. I feel like Bonchan, you know, again, having that like walk forward confidence like he had with like Karen Kazuki, you know, back in Street Fighter V, he's found it with this character. It took him a little bit, but now he's with it. Now he's super strong. Moke says, Sako, take really good care. I expected Bonchan is prepping for it. I'll tell you, Bonchan's Luke is a baby. He said he is the son, not the father. Brother. Moke always be talking best. Also, shout out to Moke. Happy birthday to him. Late happy birthday. I think it was yesterday. So hopefully had a good one, but now it's time for business.
Happy belated to the young man. At a prime age of like what? I want to assume like 24, 25. Perfect time to be a Street Fighter Pro. I don't even know. But the way he's been talking, he's talking like a youngin'. And Bonchan recognizes that. Bonchan had exclaimed he's so scared. He's just saying things that are too big. I'm going to beat him up. Very, very appropriate there, Bonchan. Nice work. I'm going to beat him up, is what he says.
I'm going to beat him up. As a bully. Let's see who become a victim between the two. Last match. Okay, so the last time these two teams played, GyoGun beat FAV Gaming 40-0 in the first stage. That's 40-0 in the very first stage. However, second stage, FAP beat GyoGun 30-10. Things will get a lot different. FAP Gaming getting a hold of their characters. We saw Ruse as he has progressed. And Bonchan especially. Toito has gotten better and better, but I feel like Bonchan is the dude. If you want to look at people who have progressed and got better than the rest in terms of the entire league, I feel like he is up there, maybe top 2, top 3. And how he is acclimated to Luke and really put a stamp on this character. But Moke is no small threat, though. You see him in these top spots with that Chun-Li. He has been really putting this character up on the map. I feel like between him and Valmaster and Goichi, the top 3 Chun-Li players really showcase this character can cook. Like, those are the 3 right there you look to in terms of how to play this character and maximizing all the stats. And Moke has that. He has good offense, defense. He knows how to get cheeky with it. We see the resets with the overheads, the drive impacts every so often. His offense just in general and his reads have been really good. And he always gets first off the counter combos. It feels like it's rarely that we see a drop, but you have to be damn near picture perfect when you're fighting the likes of Luke and someone who's optimal as Bonchan, because he knows when to cash out with the bar. He knows how to put himself not in burnout but close to it, but put you in the corner and then exercise that level 3 right after, or level 1 if he be as an anti-air, or level 2 double the damage to get the finish. He knows how to utilize his gauge and his meter management very well. This game is very much about meter management. So he is one of those people to look for, not only how to play Luke, but how to manage meter and how to play Street Fighter 6.
And I'm really excited to see it, right? I think overall his presence as a fighting game legend really speaks for itself too, right? EVO winner, overall like top competitor for Capcom Cup as well, through multitudes of different versions of the game. Surprisingly not this year, but I think like a lot of his fundamentals have really been cemented well into figuring out how to play this Luke. And I think this Luke is, it's surprisingly enough, is definitely up there with the likes of like a Chris Wong, with the likes of a Mena RD. Right, it's very surprising to not really see it shine just yet. Right, we still have another qualifier, obviously, towards like the year. But with that in mind, again, this is like, I think this is the Luke to watch right now in Japan.
Oh, 100%. Top spot Luke right here. Bonchan was starting off strong, tried to walk in, but there we see that crouch mini kick, drive rush, gets the pickup, takes a throw. Back to mid-screen we go.
So blessed.
Much problematic. He went on Hazantra through the fireballs, but unfortunately, you know, the fireball being so fast is difficult.
You'd have to do it preemptively to a certain degree, right? Like it's very difficult to react to that. Punish counter, he didn't let go of the snap back. Ooh, boy. Level 1 won't kill, but it's fine. I like the spacing as well. Gets to set up with fireballs as well.
That's pretty we can plan burnout just fine. Can't even jump. Can't do too much right here. Luke's looking to close it. He has so many good tools to close things out. But he's gonna drive rush forward. Not gonna happen. Okay, dog walking to the corner. Gets a throw. He's back with that bar. Back in business. Try to chip him out as much as possible. Kazunoko does not come through again. As you said, preemptive. Hasn't really found the mark.
So close yet it feels so far from Moke. Oh, sorry, from Bonchan. There it is! Yeah, he was biding his time. Nice work.
He's been really confident with these close range fireballs. I mean, can be in this matchup, but even more so, I feel like Bonchan is locked in with that zone. Finds a stand, fierce punish counter with the corner carry. Level 2. All things you can do. Taped up setups, resets, overheads. The world is your oyster. Off the low. DP, Tensho. Stance cancel throw. What else?
What else you got? Interruption here from Bonchan as well. Forward fierce. Probably afterwards. Checking the movement with the low string. Forward throw. This is gonna be huge. Gets the dash up, chase down the movement, but of course Moke ready with the counter poke. Of course. Bang! Just enough damage, but even so, it wasn't enough Still gets to follow it up, right?
Defense here from Moke to not break down. That's a Bonchan, but still, it's the drive rush in, the counter conversion, level 3 immediately. Diddle plan is all the fist land and rearrange that mount. Oh man. Push the corner too as well. Lacking engage. Moke on the back foot for how long? Really, Moke?
The big counter poke, yes sir. Always ready for that drive rush is Moke. Also checking the low medium kicks. Bonchan can't really move an inch as much unless he recreates that space with fireball first and then dashes in. Man, the hammer fist of justice is what it is.
Executioner, man. The back throw's there though. Moke trying to build up some of that gauge a little bit. Bonchan may walk him down, use that stand medium kick to kill that drive gauge. With the fireball, the dash up throw is there, the counter. You saw him try to press a button. Moke's reading the timing, so when to go in. Another grip with that throw. It's adding up. You land at level 2. It may not matter. The pickup level 1. That's enough to get it done.
Nice work.
Make him up.
I like that. I really like that choice from Bonchan. He didn't want to risk messing up the medium flash knuckle, right? Trying to get that perfect to bounce off as well into the light flash knuckle. Just immediately went for the light. Charged it all the way up. No timing necessary. Just going into the level 1. Nice work, Bonchan.
Meter management, the name of the game in this Street Fighter 6. And I like that he is utilizing different sorts of supers for different sorts of situations. Into with the DP. Crouching medium punch didn't lead to too much. Thought it was maybe a counter hit with that stand light kick follow-up, but still Moke will leave the corner. Jump, fierce, double dashes in. This time a throw. Oh, too many fireballs. Jammer's pointed this out previously, right? Chun-Li players have to be careful about sending out those fireballs. Still clips that bless button. Into level 2.
That's all she wrote. Moke. What seems to be like his first round of really getting himself on the board. Oh, but this jump in is, oh God, he thought he was close enough for the crouching heavy. I hate how shallow that is, but that's just how it goes. Bonchan wasn't ready for the continuation of maybe like standing heavy. That would have been, standing heavy punch would have worked for sure.
Yeah, probably wanted more damage with that Sand Fierce. Definitely would have worked out a little bit better for him. He's gonna have to adjust that routing. We've seen that drop. We've seen a few more drops here from Bonchan than necessary. That's Achu, predictive with it. Still we try rush in, gets a punish counter. Level 2 situation to put him at burnout. We talked about how good he is at utilizing that bar. Does not want to use all the bar, but he has him in burnout. He has him on the back foot. And technically this could be his game to win if he can get that impact situation he was looking for as a meaty. Walks up, back fist, check my wrist. Game and round up is Bonchan.
Not too bad, all things considered. I feel like for Moke, 2 bars into your name, 1 big sequence could get you a big start. But it's also the fireballs that can be very intimidating, but it's the low forward. Bonchan, ugh. I love that continuation. Good call. Oh, that's so tricky to stop. Safe jump setup again.
Pressure for this character up in the corner. Rem instead of 5. Don't get hit in anything you won't survive. The stand light kick buffer into level 3. About to see this man's victory. Damn, he was hunting for it with that button. He was waiting. He was like, come do it. Drive rush, I dare you. Reckless driving right here for the side of Moke. It's a fine.
Can't be doing that on the holiday season. The cops are lurking, baby, especially towards the end of the month. They're trying to hit their quota. Listen, man. Officer Bonchan was waiting in the bushes for you the entire time. He had his speed radar out as soon as he saw the drive rush. Woo-woo! He hit him with the lights. Woo-woo! Pull over to the side of the road. Standing light kick. Boom. Pump the brakes, kid. You're donezo.
You know how fast you were going? In a school zone? How dare you?
In a school
light kick with justice coming through.
On the holiday season? Shame on you.
It adds up. It adds up. So is that damage too as well. His conversions too. When Bonchan is more locked in, he's able to find what he wants. And they're not finding those drops. He finds more of that corner carry. He finds more of that damage that he's known for, that Luke is known for, and optimization. And those situations just kind of steamroll. And that's why we see him at the top spot in terms of being one of the best Lukes in the business. Hey, that first place legend rank ain't nothing to sneeze at. And see it right here in this gameplay. Moke, see him on the back foot on defense, despite it being Luke, is kind of wild. We've seen him falter. Obviously, he's never been picture perfect, but like this has been hard to stop. And it feels like some of the errors are giving him a chance to live. And he hasn't really found that footing that he did in that first round last game. We'll see what happens. This might be the last game, considering how Bonchan's playing. Show me something different, okay?
Here we go. He needs to show something different or else he'll be pretty much cooked. He doesn't want to be the side servings to Mago's turkey right now.
Just the side servings? Not even the main dish? Oh.
No. Well, it depends. It really depends, right? If he gets cooked 3-0, it'll be like a second turkey, right?
Second turkey don't taste as good as the first turkey. Grease is all used up. Okay, let's get Greasy, Grimy, and Slime with that jump fierce. What do you got? Dash up, meaty as hell off that light. That was beautiful. Frame kill, walk up, throw, counter hit. It's after it. ODDP. Try to walk up, can't do that for free. And Bonchan exercising some of that ODDP reversal.
Swing blast.
Not a bad fireball. To the corner. Drive rush back throw. Okay. Positional advantage. He blocks, he waits. Ah, yeah. I'll take your meter and your life.
Damn, he still swung out with the fist. This guy still swinging with fierces it's telling me a lot. It's like he has zero regard for human life.
What's the reward? Caught the trip guard. Yeah, British counter follows perfect. KO. There you go.
Damn.
And check the bottom of. Bro, check the bottom of the screen. You know what's about to happen. That level 3 is getting all juiced up. Closer and closer.
This is tough to call, man. Level 2. Start it up. Side switch. Oh, the uppercut didn't matter to Bonchan. Uh-oh. Excellent choice. I love the drive impact against that move. Especially after the perfect parry. Drain the drive gauge. Now implement maybe a block string. Maybe a drive impact. Sneak it in. No, it's too risky, right?
Yeah, is that level 3? The Noah's Prodigy. Oh, he'll just back throw. I thought it was going to be the Noah the Prodigy. Level 3 right back, but he gets a back throw. He's putting up that gauge. It's almost back in business, and this is dangerous. He's got so many ways to play the OD fireball. So okay, try to get into OD on his situation. Careful of one hit into level 3. That's all it's needed. That's all it's going to be. The throw him. Okay, not backing down, though. Oh, get another step like it at the tip of the toes. Immediate level 3, and that is Bonchan with a 3-0 victory. Second dinner, I'm a winner. Bonchan cooks up some fish. I'm hungry. So's Bonchan.
Damn, we got the surf. We got the surf and the turf. Actually godlike. That's actually godlike. This guy's serving up a mean thing. Yo, the entire FAV gaming squad, dude, they are serving up a mean Thanksgiving dinner right now. And they don't have to season it because all the salt is on Moke right now.
Definitely a lot. Man, what a play. Yo, Bonchan. I thought he was goading him to do that crouching medium kick to use his stand light kick. More often than not, we saw that twice. We saw it twice, and honestly, that's not a button I get to see from Luke players so continuously or so obviously used in most matchups. I think that was utilized from Goichi at the very beginning when like the demo was out and they were training with it, and then people kind of went off of it, and you see people playing modern and yada yada. But Bonchan bringing it back and using all the tools, all the fixing of this character to get his W. Damn, 3-0 on Moke after his birthday. Different.
Yo, here's some extra for your birthday, son. That's what it is. Here's some extra for your birthday. That's rough. That's kind of messed up. Low key.
It is.
A little bit. A little bit. But that's just how it goes, man. It's all fun and games till it comes to competition time. That's just how it goes. Ladies and gentlemen, FAV Gaming reclaiming their spot in the #1 position at least for week number 9, as we still have one more week of regulation play. Will they falter in the next week and fall short? Perhaps, man, but one thing is for sure, they are a lot closer to looking like humans with Detonation FocusMe on their tail currently, right?
That's great to see. I like to see that it's not so far in contention for a lot of these players. Even if FAV Gaming does get in that first place spot and does make it to the grand finals, I like to see that these teams can fight each other at this, at this distance. We've seen the 40 bombs. We've seen the back and forth as these seasons have gone on or the stages have gone on. So I like to see that all these teams are a threat, no matter what the points say that they are a threat. So getting the interview right now, I think Ruse was starting off. And again, it's good to see all these players in this team really acclimate to their characters. Ruse, especially with that JP, maybe not able to get the victory all the time, but it is cool to see him really get that game plan. Toito, especially himself too. But back to Ruse real quick. He said, I was confident against the Ken, but Macho was so strong. I was relieved the other two won. Thanks, guys.
気を強く持とうっていうことですよね。やっぱ僕今までリーグでいい
Getting a couple of more statements coming in from the other members of the team. Obviously, Toito started things off with a very, very impressive 2-0 against Mago, exclaiming that he was way better than his jury, and it was also very, very true. That was a pure bus ass, actually. No cranberry sauce, no gravy. It was just all meat delivered. That was, I gotta say, man. Cooking up the turkey again. Second dinner. Flawless, actually flawless. We're still trying to wait on the delivery here from the translation from Toito. A lot to really talk about in regards to the dominance of FAV Gaming. Right, even if it looked like they weren't going to be in that #1 spot, it was only because they didn't play yet. It's literally it, right? But as again, we are still waiting on that translation. Bonchan obviously getting his piece in, starting things off with saying something about Sako.
Toito. Now we're getting the translation from Toito. He said, I wanted to play as usual, but it's really the practice that makes a difference. And I think that we do see a difference in his play. We do see more stability in his gameplay in terms of that corner carry. In terms of like matchups, we see it right there too as well. How he's playing against the jury. Mago, I think, was lost no matter what, if it was like player to player, but also character to character. It seemed like he had a bigger handle on that matchup. And Bonchan, I cannot wait until he boots up his stream. I have so many questions. A, about the smack talk. B, about that matchup, how he feels about Chun-Li, and why he was so ready and prepared. I'm sure, he's has Sako on his team, so that definitely helps. But he understood how Moke wanted to play. Was the most effective thing. And Sako and Moke play so differently that he was just so acclimated to how to space himself out, wait for the crouch kick to whip. There's so many things I want to pick his brain about. And that's one of the great things about having their streams right after. They're open to questions as long as you're respective. But he was not respecting Moke at all. You saw that in the gameplay. You saw it in the previous match. And we're getting those words. He says, we're really panicking with Sako. We started to feel sick just today. So it happened today that Sako was starting to feel ill. Hopefully Sako feels better, as every player, both on this team and other teams, were saying, hopefully, hey, man, get better. But they're able to pull out that victory, though, even without Sako.
Yeah, no doubt. Again, Bonchan, he just mentioned it. We were really panicking because Sako started feeling sick just today. Damn, that's really, really unfortunate timing. But I hope everything is well with him and his family. Obviously, we've said this multiple times. We do wish him a very, very speedy recovery. All in all, he has nothing to worry about. I'm sure he's been watching his team. I'm sure he's had the utmost confidence, even if he wasn't in the squad right now. I'm sure he's hanging out, right? But big ups to FAV Gaming again, solidifying their spot in the grand finals for now. We still have one more week to play. We still have one more week to play before the big playoff spot that happens over in December. Again, 16th and 17th. Be sure to mark your calendars, as we will see a reminder for it in just a little bit as we go through the rest of our stats. Taking a look at what had transpired between these two, between Bonchan and Moke, I'd imagine there's a lot to talk about in regards to the bus ass that had just happened, right? There were so many big conversions that Bonchan had. There were so many times where he was delegating his meter for some bigger openings. There's a lot of that going around, I feel like, with Luke players nowadays. So we'll see that in just a bit. What is the tail of the tape
Ooh, the bust-outs were fantastic, and the throws, even though he took a lot, he didn't drop. That speaks a lot to how Moke wasn't able to effectively apply any more pressure besides the throws. He took 12 throws and did not die. He took 12 throws and still won. On the side of Moke, though, he took everything as he would against the likes of Luke. It makes sense. Drive impacts did not land half the time, at least. They did land half the time. But the bust-outs were pretty damn good for Bonchan. I think that defense was really good for him. The fact that there weren't a lot of anti-airs, though, son of Moke, we talked about those bad fireballs. Jammers had noted it during the France CPT premiere. I started studying that and looking at that a lot more. You don't have a good fireball game with Chun-Li, you get jumped on for free, and it leads into so much damage. The access to damage was there for Bonchan. And right there, 30 points, FAV Gaming moving on over GyoGun, solidifying that top spot. As you said, all it needed was just for them to play and get their points to continue to be in that lead. We'll see what happens next week, the last week, in terms of regulation play for Street Fighter League Japan, but FPV Gaming still dominant. They still can bleed, though. It can still be anybody's win. We get to that grand finals position. Obviously, next month is going to be the playoffs. Unfortunately, that means Shinobism Gaming is probably out, considering how GyoGun did today. I wonder if CYCLOPS will still have a chance. I think they might be also out.
They do,
but it's still continuous either way.
They do have a chance, right, with this upcoming match, and it's going to be kind of difficult, right? CYCLOPS has to face off against DetonatioN, but not without Saishunkan, Kumamoto first facing off, as we just saw earlier. I might have made a mistake. Don't worry about that. I'm a little bit tired. But I'll tell you what now. CYCLOPS is still very much so in the running. They just need to score another 40 bomb. See, right there, boom. GyoGun with 175, just a little bit over CYCLOPS. But overall, this is the standings. 245 for FAV, 220 for DetonatioN, 190 for Saishunkan, 175 now for GyoGun, CYCLOPS with 140, Shinobism Gaming at 135. You know, I want to say they're out of the running because of their head-to-head record. But
yeah.
If for some reason GyoGun happens to do very poorly again, I thought they were out. I thought I thought I might have counted it out, but I thought, you know, Shinobism Gaming were done. But this is tough. This is a tough call. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut during week 10 outside of commentary. That is for sure. But yeah, CYCLOPS definitely still in the running.
Yeah, let the mathematicians math it out and see if things add up. But this is how things have went down throughout the second stage. Very dominant play from FPV Gaming. Rarely did they go down. Shinobism Gaming, on the other hand, lacking and slacking. And the new kids on the block not able to grasp victory when need be. They've had some good points. They've had some 40 bombs, but it isn't enough. But that just shows you how strong all these teams are out. And as you mentioned, it could be anybody coming through at the very end. I'm not going to either say nothing at all. I'm not going to mention nothing when it comes to the next matches that we have. It could still be any of these teams getting that qualification line pushed down anybody's game. And this has been the closest season, my recollection, at the very end towards the playoffs that we have seen thus far. This has been the closest, most contentious season we have seen thus far. It's been actually, I want to say, my favorite season for that reason.
Yeah, I think I could wholeheartedly agree. It's been a lot closer. We don't see any teams not breaking the triple-digit barrier, and I think that's super important and telling as to the future of Street Fighter 6 and the future of even Street Fighter League in general, right? Considering hopefully this is not the last year of it. I mean, it can't be. There's no way with as good of a game as this and as spicy as the gameplay and as great as the players are, ain't no way, right? But I'm gonna knock on wood just in case. But anyways, going into it, I really do hope you guys can tune in for the final match for the playoff contention, as it's going to be a banger. CYCLOPS versus GyoGun. CYCLOPS have their own fate in their hands to make it out of the bottom into playoffs. I repeat, CYCLOPS has it in their own hands, facing off against GyoGun, followed by FAV Gaming versus Saishunkan Kumamoto, and also a big chance right now for DetonatioN FocusMe to pick up some really important points for seeding to make it into the grand final spot against Shinobism Gaming. Now, with that in mind, take a look at who's on the away side. It's a little problematic, I feel like, for CYCLOPS, FAV, and Shinobism.
Yeah, man, to be on the back foot and then have to be in the away side, that means your strategy has to be perfect. Your gameplay has to be perfect, and you have to be worried about what could come from these other teams. They're not going to be lacking and slacking. They're not going to be out here just giving these W's. All these teams are fighting to their very limit, and it's not going to be an easy feat, but we could be seeing a big shakeup next time we meet. Listen, people, if you are not tuning in for this next episode, you are messing up. You'll be seeing some of the best Street Fighter 6 action. Not only that, the establishment of who moves on past regulation into the playoffs for next month. You do not want to miss a single moment, a single set, a single round, a single second of any of the Street Fighter 6 we will be having next Monday, or I guess Tuesday, depending on where you live.
It's actually true. On top of that, hey, in case you had missed it, we talk about a lot of the CPT stuff happening throughout the months and the weeks, right? We still have one really important one coming up for Southeast Asia happening this weekend. It's actually going to be tomorrow at around 12:30 midnight PST. That is the Pacific time of it all. So I'm going to be broadcasting that with James Chen over on the weekend. So no sleep for the wicked, because we are absolute fiends for the night, and you guys should be too, especially with what's on the line. We've talked about this numerous times over with the Capcom Pro Tour. Over $2 million, not yen, $2 million on the line, with first place taking the lion's share of $1 million at this year's Capcom Cup number 10. You guys do not want to miss it. For all of the information as to where to go, obviously you can see it streamed live over on YouTube and on Twitch. That's going to be happening in February. Here's the layout of the land, right? We have our online premieres that have been going on. One of them happening this weekend. Our offline premieres already established. We got Bonchan. Sorry, not Bonchan. We got Goichi. We have Chris Wong, and we still have actually who was our last one? I forget. But anyways, those are our two. Oh no, Evo. Sorry, we have Angry Bird. There we go. I did it backwards. Anyways, then our last chance qualifier, obviously, to constitute our entirety of our brackets for Capcom Cup. But obviously, the online premiere going on for Japan is going to be happening December 2nd and the 3rd. I'll be doing double duties. I don't know who's going to be on with me, but I can tell you what, we have the Japanese lineup with our MCs, our two commentators, and our special guest, Gachi-kun, right? So be sure to tune into that over at Capcom Fighters JP, YouTube, and on Twitch. It's going to be a fun time. I'm going to be up in the middle of the night again, and it's going to be for a very good cause, right? I feel like I should just stay on Japan time. I'm totally fine with that. Maybe one day I'll fly myself out there to do the broadcasts from their studios. We'll work that out, right? We'll talk that out anyways. But again, be sure to mark your calendars this weekend around 12:30 midnight. That's when the broadcast is going to be going for Southeast Asia. The following weekend after that, obviously, is going to be the big online premiere for Japan, December 2nd. Be sure to tune in for that over on YouTube and on Twitch. St. Cola and myself are easily going to be retweeting it, so follow us now for all the info in case you miss it. But also give a shout out to Capcom_esports, just in case you're from the land of Japan, you want all the updates for that. Be sure to follow them.
Definitely do so, and keep locked and loaded on all the regional finals that are happening right now. I know Korea is happening actually as we speak. I know that the East Coast will be wrapping up today, and of course for Japan, if you're in the land of Japan, register right now. Get that CPT spot that's coming in next week. If you're around there, you can qualify, go qualify. Definitely a lot of heavy hitters, and if you can't watch that action, as we mentioned, we have the best in the land of Japan coming through. All the people that didn't qualify, which were a lot, are going to be out there. It's going to be a super stacked tournament, so I'll definitely be watching from the stands and with my popcorn in the middle of the night, screaming and unfortunately waking up my neighbors as per usual. But it's for a good cause, and it's all been a great cause right here in terms of Street Fighter 6. Great action all the way through. Street Fighter League is about to get close to the finale. We're almost towards the playoffs. We are almost there. We need one more day of regulation play before we send off two teams and send the rest over to fight it out for those final spots. People, it's getting exciting. It's getting amazing. Hey, if there's any moments that you love, clip it, ship it, send it to us. Let us know what's going on. And before we leave, and before we end, I just gotta say I'm thankful for everybody watching, enjoying Street Fighter and the FGCA Vicious. I'm thankful for you, production. Don't think I don't see you, because I'm thankful for y'all too as well. And I'm thankful for everybody that will tune in with us for the grand finals. That'll be a super sick thing to send off. Hey, anything you want to send the people home before Black Friday, all that good stuff starts?
Hey, if you decide to partake in Black Friday shopping, do it safely and do it in an organized manner. Hey, anything else that can be said, obviously it won't be as good as St. Cola's. So again, be I'm very, very much so thankful for everything that you guys have done with the support and all the love. And I would love that kind of support for our game, right? This is our game, the fighting game community's game, Street Fighter 6. Take advantage of it right now, 34% off. I'd highly appreciate y'all even more so if you did it. But if not, hey, no problem. I'm glad you guys are here, and I'm glad you guys are alive and breathing and hanging out with all of us. It's going to be a very, very wholesome time rounding it up into Capcom Cup for a very good reason, right? Because this is a special moment in our lives where we survived the pandemic, we survived everything that's come up thus far, and we're here together watching us some damn good Street Fighter. So again, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. From our homes to yours, we love you guys. We'll see you for the next one. Take care, and we'll see you for the final week of Street Fighter League Japan, baby. Take care. See you later.
実況私、大和周平解説はハメコさんでお送りいたしました。では、セカンドステージラストとなる第10節、来週またお会いいたしましょう。それまでさよなら。さよなら。